Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Hope everybody's having a good day so far. Ooh, we're going to have a serious talk here today. Lee the Bee coming in with number 82. Thank you, my friend. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. That's right, Danny. Push those stickers. Addie got them coming in too. So of course, I woke up a little late today. Did my regular morning routine, grabbed my cup of Nancy. I start, scrolling. Honestly, I look at the news first. So I'm scrolling the news and I'm doing all of that. And then I jump on the tubes and I'm taking a gander. And I come across probably what all of you have already seen, right? For me, I'm just seeing it. Hey, Gavin's PlayStation, how are you? It's been a while. It's good to see you. Give me one quick second. Sorry, my asshole mods don't know I'm live. 1 second, please. All right. Oh, sorry about that. Just had to tell my mods I'm live, Just kidding. Okay, so thank you, Gigi. Good morning to you. Lady Luck in with the 144. I'm going to try to keep this live stream short and sweet, although it probably will not be, right? It probably will not be because every time we say that, it ends up not being. The annoyance that I'm having. Hold on. Give me just a second. That one stinking. All right, let me do this. She didn't know, Nana. She did not know. I can assure you she did not know. Susie K with the 8 months. Good morning to you, my friend. Thank you so much for being a member. We will jump right into everything. Let me send this to myself. Mod chat now. We're live. Shh. Don't tell them what I said when they didn't know I was live. Shh. Oh, good morning, Pristine. Hi, my moderator. We were not just talking about you. Day one, my friend Roddy. I was blessed to meet Roddy when Danilo Cavalcante escaped. She's an amazing woman. I got to meet her, her partner. I believe one of your children were with you. Anyway, it was so nice to be able to meet a subscriber, a friend of the channel that has supported me from my very first live stream. It was really nice. And then the second subscriber I met was Angel Chips, which was really cool. Marina Girl coming in with the membership goal. Thank you. Good morning to you. I thought so. Yes. Yeah. That was amazing. And I was so nervous, right? Because I'm in this different area. I'm basically following the footsteps of a fugitive, a man on the run. And yeah, it was just nice to know that there was somebody in the area that I could count on and turn to if I needed something. And yeah, it was nice. She's gonna say it was a BC or goodies and show something totally different than what we all saw. No, she should have just shown it right then if that were the case. You guys just want to jump right into it? I mean, we can. GM Lovely, good morning. Thank you so much for being a member. I know that's right, Phoebe. I would never be. Gavin coming in with the 4 months. Hey, Granny in chat, listening while at work. I hope you have a great day at work. I'm going to show you in just a minute, Caroline. Just a minute. Let me pull it up. I literally just... Hold on. Oh, give me just one quick second. This is so bizarre. I see what they're doing here, though. Clever. Clever, clever. Um, no, what is this? Why is this popping up now? All right. Sorry, guys. I'm getting distracted. Sorry, I'm trying to get this to work. Why is it doing this? Can one of you email me these two? All right. She would have a tube of ointment, not a trial size. Let's be real. Yeah, that it was so stupid. I generally think she realized with the test results coming back, CPS involved in the investigation, she's slowly dropping snippets on purpose. I don't. I don't. And I'll tell you all why in just a moment here. But I am going to take a different approach than people probably expect me to, too. Oh, this is cool. You can now schedule your live stream to switch over to members only via right here. And I assume the reason they do that is because if you're midstream and then you switch over to members only, anybody who was tuned in that was following along, that was interested, is more than likely to buy a subscription to keep the conversations going and keep watching the show. That's the only reason people do like big shows and then they'll turn it to members only, is in hopes that people, or turn it to members only chat so that people pay their own, pay to continue listening. It's pretty cool. Hey, Artist Creek. I don't think you've caught a live in a bit, have you? Granny, when you get a minute, can you check your email? No hurry. Listen, I've been checking my email. I don't see anything. Oh. Hold on. I did see an email here. And some Amazon packages did show up for my daughter. So thank you guys so much for that. She's going to be so excited when she visits this weekend. Terry hitting a thumbs up. Thank you. All right. There we go. So I want to show you guys. This is what people are talking about. So last night, I wish there was a way to blur the face because I know she's going to copyright strike me. As somebody was live, I hate to ask Pristine, but can you cover her face? For some reason, when I'm emailing myself, it's not coming through. It was never about test result. Exactly. Thank you, in the Pines. That's what I was trying to say. And I think people, especially her, were trying to use that to be like, oh, well, now that I proved it, you haven't proved anything. Because let's be honest here, most of us thought from the very beginning that it was a maintenance substance prescribed, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you from the very start assumed that it was a maintenance prescription that was taking place. That's what I've always known. I never thought otherwise. So I don't think people are shocked to see that somebody passed a urine test. I don't at all. Lots of 1s in the chat. That's where we were all leaning with it, and you know that. Now you were leaning because of it, but we were leaning with it, right? I don't think, B Tim coming in. I think BJ's baiting people with that pill prescription shown. I don't, B Tim. I'm going to tell you why in just a moment. I got you in just a moment. just waiting for my beautiful moderator who's always on time, who knows when I'm live, to send it. No, Marshall Dobbin, that has always been my point. Always been my point. Now my own came through. Okay. All right. So, that kind of makes it blurry. Never mind. We're just going to have to. I'll do it this way. I'm going to share the screen. So this is what happened last night. See over here in this corner? I got to do it that way to not show her face, okay? Over here in the corner, she was so giddy, feeling on top of the world. She was likely ready to open it up and take it. We often hear the scramblings of something, and then we know the difference in the voice when there's something in the mouth. People have pointed it out before. She's laughing, and she likely genuinely forgot it was in her hand. I'm telling you, she did not, in my opinion, she did not do it on purpose. I don't think for 1 minute she did it on purpose. Normally, her camera's not even on. And this is what she showed, okay? Now, as many of you know, I spent many years in recovery. When I first came to YouTube, I not only was I actively participate in an NA, I was also a sponsor. I was sponsoring people. My time on YouTube made me question everything and if I was mentally prepared, and it just beat me down. But I was prescribed to that drug. I was prescribed to Suboxone. And that's why I often argue it's harder to get off Suboxone than your drug of choice. But I was prescribed it, and I have no shame in it. You know why? Because I worked a program. Okay. Because I did it because I needed to get off my drug of choice before I got to a further place. And I needed to be able to get my life together. And along with the maintenance drug, I also took the proper steps. I did the therapy. I did the meetings. I did everything I could to not just band-aid my addiction, but to also fix my recovery. And you've all heard me say, and I'm sure you've heard me say, put a 1 in the chat if you heard me say, that I cannot for the life of me understand why she continues to lie about it when she could use this as a moment to not shame what so many others do. Because if you are claiming that you are part of the recovery program, and we've heard Brittany say, I'm in recovery, then why are you sitting here? Where'd that go? Because I don't like that woman. Why are you sitting here adding to the stigma behind it? Why are you adding to the stigma behind it? You could have stood up tall and proud, Brittany, the moment we saw you pull up to the motherfucking clinic that prescribes them, and just admit it what you were on. And I get it. Do we want people in our personal business like that? No. But you could have stopped a lot of this speculation months ago if you would have just owned it. Now, a lot of times, doctors will prescribe this along with Xanax. That will create a nod-like posture. I don't know what word we would use there. Right, Liberty Farmer. She can't speak of anything, honestly. So that is the slip. And here's what they look like, okay? There's my girl, Jay, trying to steal my one moderator. It knows when I'm on time. Oh. It's very infuriating. Exactly, Rebel Soul. And a lot of people do get prescribed both. I told you all that I knew because she shared with some of us before. And I don't know why on God's green earth, because this isn't heroin. It's not H. That's why. And I said before, instead of sitting here, and this was after the drive into the clinic, I said, why not just admit it? Just state that you're on it and stand up and be proud of it. Why not just do that? Because I think this woman just has a habit of lying about everything. And the only reason I can imagine somebody being shamed is because they're not doing it correctly. No, Coop, because we just saw that last night. Good morning, so you say. Thank you so much for being a member for an entire year. That is awesome. Thank you. And let me make this very clear. I don't shame people in maintenance. You just heard me speak to a friend of the channel yesterday. I'm proud of anybody who gets off of their, what we call a drug of choice, and seeks help via the medical system, via a doctor's office, and gets prescribed a maintenance drug. I'm proud of anybody who does that. So it's not troubling to me that we finally saw the Suboxone. It's not troubling to me. I knew what's been going on. Suboxone can be a legitimate and life-saving treatment, okay? It's the ongoing dishonesty from her. It's the constant need to lie. Every time she lies about what she is doing and what we are seeing, she is gaslighting everybody. But on top of that, recovery and maintenance treatment should not be a source of shame. Do you know how many people are on a maintenance drug? Do you know how many people are involved in a maintenance drug? If one of the mods have the link, can you please drop it? I've seen you ask a couple times, Britt. Thank you for asking. This could be an opportunity for Brittany to stand tall, take ownership of her quote-unquote recovery, and to show strength in choosing a healthier path. She could very easily get up there and say, yes, this is what I'm taking. This is why I'm taking it. Because I'm lucky to be fucking alive today. Because I got off my drug of choice. And I'm fucking doing what's best for me. And that's all it would take. But instead, she continues to lie. And by doing that, you're undermining the strength of people in recovery. You're undermining the lives saved by these type of prescription drugs. And you're quite making others question if they too should be ashamed. And it's so disheartening. What's tomorrow, Coop? Hey, Polish. I don't know what tomorrow is. That's how I see it, my friend Kenneth. Actually, I'm so sorry. Let me rebeat him first. So she lied to the subs and us when she said she didn't drive to the clinic or was on drugs. How many lies will this person tell before people see through it? Yeah, I agree, beat him. She is trying to tell recovering addicts be ashamed. No, we won't be ashamed. I'm on methadone. I'm clean and working it. I have my kids and grandkids because I chose them in recovery. I'm sick of her shaming me. And that's how I think many people feel, Kenna. And I'm proud of you. And the way Kenna proudly says, I'm on methadone, is because Kenna knows the alternative. She could be abusing it, or she could be using it with another drug. Some type of, like a Xanax. I don't know. But she clearly did not know that this was happening. She clearly did not know she was showing it. Matter of fact, I'll take your privacy strike. I don't care. I will take your privacy strike. So she's over here. She's having a dang old good time with Craig, and they're laughing. And good on you, having fun. Good on you. I guess you're no longer terrorized.
Finding frog shit.
And she's sipping her drink because you want your mouth moisturized before you take it. And that's why she has her big gulp.
Hey, that was it. Did you give the milk lady away too?
I tried to. I think it's gone.
You gave her away.
The immaturity of their conversations are so mind-boggling to me, but there it is. So she's getting ready to take the big old gulp of her drink, and she forgets it's in her hand, and she swings it up, okay? She swings it up and there it is. And if you've ever seen it, you know exactly what it is. And it's not a ointment. If it was an ointment, she could have proudly shown it to the camera right then and there and said, look, guys, it's a fucking ointment. It's not an ointment. I got you, Britt B. Hold on. I don't know why she has to continue to just lie through her gritty little baby teeth. Here you go, Britt. See if this one works, please. Thank you.
Damn, great.
That was actually pretty cool. It was a fountain or whatever.
And that was the moment she realized. That was the moment she realized. So she is so ashamed that she would rather people think it's an antibiotic ointment for her leg years later. Well, she wants everybody to believe that when she goes to the doctor once a month, it's for a shot in her knee that she's driving 45 minutes for. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, Pika. I'll show you guys again. So she starts with the big gulp because, again, you want to take a drink. Britt B, it worked. Thank you so much for becoming a member. And thank you for being persistent in becoming a member. Thank you.
Wait a minute. Where's the gnome? Is that gnome still?
Yeah, I gave him
Takes
one.
her drink.
Did you give the milk lady away too?
I tried to.
He gave away the milk lady. I can't even believe that the fucking laughter taking place, but I'm so glad it distracted her enough that she ends up showing her medication.
You gave her away.
There it is, guys. Everything. I would bet my goddamn channel on that being a Suboxone. I would bet on it because I've been on it. And this is exactly what a Suboxone looks like. Why not just own it at this point, Brittany? Just fucking own it. It would. Yes, it would, Miss Behaven.
Great.
I can swear on everything on God's green earth that that's exactly what that is. It's playing in regular speed. Oh, this is slowed down more, actually. Oh, shit. The camera was on. They saw it. That's the reaction you saw there. That's the reaction you saw there. Here. Let me show you all. For some reason, there's only one image that has the back of it. But if you go over and look, this is blocked out because it actually has like the lot number of the medication. This is what they look like. Again, they're blocking out the lot number. I wish we could find one not blocking it out. If anybody here has prescribed it, would you mind sending me a photo of the back of yours? This is kind of, see, it has like these are smaller. I think these are the pill ones. Here we go. Why deny it, dude? Not your business, 013@gmail.com. No, it's not a pill. It's an orange strip that goes underneath your tongue. Remember when people say, like, oh, there's something under her tongue again? I'll show you right here. This is what it is. And you put that underneath your tongue and it dissolves. It dissolves. And that's why sometimes you hear talking, you can tell there's something. And that's why I don't care what is on her urine test, because there's no doubt in my mind that they know she's on this prescription drug. Okay. And this is what it looks like. Now, again, I don't know why she's making this a shameful thing. I don't think there's a need to be ashamed of it. I will never shame anybody, including Brittany, for being on this. I will not shame you for that. But I do feel like by you constantly lying and denying and gaslighting everybody, you're shaming anybody who is prescribed this. And like I said, Brittany, you told some of us, bro. Why keep fucking lying when you told some of us? We know it. We know it. Not only did you tell some of us, but you drove to the clinic, bro. You drove right up to it. Oh, it's infuriating. All right, hold on, guys. They're loading. All right. I mean, that's exactly what it is. I don't know what the point is in continuing to lie, though. Anybody like to come up? You're welcome to come up. Again, I'm not going to shame her for being on it, and I hope none of you do as well. There is a way to be not down on Suboxone. I'll tell you what, because if you're on Suboxone and you're taking it late at night when you shouldn't, if you're overtaking them, if you're taking more than your body needs, or you are doing it while taking something else like Xanax. Now, a lot of people do get prescribed the two. Okay, a lot of people do get prescribed Suboxone along with Xanax. Should they? No, but they do. So it could be a mixing of the two. I don't know. What I do know is what she has shown us without a doubt, which we have already pointed out, is her driving right up to the actual clinic that prescribes them. We could add in the speculation of needing $400 a month, whatever. I don't even care about all that. We got the driving right up to the place that prescribes them. We can tell when she puts something under her tongue and the difference in her voice and the talking. We seen the fucking nodding. And now we got you literally holding up the prescription. I saw somebody ask in the chat for Alexa's list. Thank you for asking. I just dropped it. Jordy Crawley, anxious feeling. She doesn't think, I've heard the package open so many times. I've emailed pics. I have heard it open too. I absolutely agree with that. All right. Thank you guys for sharing. Thank you to everybody who has shared a photo. No one cares that she takes it. Right. It's the fact that she keeps lying to everybody. Now she's denying sending Loon a copy of her test, of her urine test. Are you kidding me? She's now denying that too. That's your biggest problem, Brittany. That's always been my biggest problem with Brittany, is the pathological lying. Yeah, that's not I'm telling you, she's not holding ointment. I'm not gonna keep being gaslit out of my mind. Okay, because we know what we're seeing here. Oh, Krama, thank you for asking, sweetheart. Here you go. We know what we're seeing here. Now she's denying sending that to her. Did she own it before? Because I do know, and I will say this. I'll give you this one, Brittany. Although you'll use it against me later, I will give you this one. I have been around many a times where Loon has took it upon herself to fucking lie on behalf of somebody without them asking. I've been around. She only sent it to Maz. She doesn't know how Angela got it because you got a moly mole. You silly Willy. Why won't you acknowledge that? Janice, thank you so much. What? 2 days in a row? I know. I'm trying. But I wanted to have a serious conversation about this. And I'm hoping all of you join me and not necessarily shaming maintenance drugs. I like the moment when she realized. Here, let's show that again. I like that moment a lot. You're so funny, Craig. The milkman? Right here, watch. The eyes get a little wider. Oh, shit! I'm shaming the lies and gaslighting. We aren't upset at her for being on Matt. We are because every other word out of her mouth is a lie. Thank you. Hey, girl.
Hey, sorry. I'm driving.
Oh, that's okay.
So I wanted to say that I did speak about. I'm not trying to plug my channel, but a lot of this stuff bothered me too, and I did speak about it briefly on my channel. But I thought she was on methadone because I am a former heroin addict, and I went to the methadone clinic to get clean. And at one point, I was on 120 milligrams of methadone, and I was doing parring her windows down. I was doing exactly what you see her doing, and then at that point, I said, all I've done is switch the heroin with methadone. I got to stop this, so I switched to Suboxone. Now, Suboxone, I'm on 3 a day. I know I'm giving too much information, and I've never nodded out. However, I know a lot of people who will mix it with barbiturates, which would be like Xanax, things like that, and they will do exactly what she's doing.
Yep.
So that's just my opinion on it, but I did want to make sure I made that clear. If she's mixing it with any kind of barbiturate, yes, she would do exactly what you're seeing.
I absolutely agree, and congratulations on being in recovery. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to leave now so it's not so loud, but thank you so much, and I hope you have a good day.
You as well. Thank you. All right, so Lane says, so if she's getting shots in her knee, she most likely was given GABA and got addicted. Now it's to take the sub, which is no big deal. Everyone's different when coming off meds. I'm going to tell you why I disagree with you, Lane, because when I was friends with Brittany over 34 years ago, she told me she was prescribed these. And there was never nothing about needing shots in her knees or any of that. The whole I get a shot in my knee, but drive 45 to an hour to go get it was a lie to cover up for the fact that she drove up to the maintenance doors, right? And it's like after you drove directly up to the maintenance stores, you should have just owned it at that point. But this has always been Brittany's biggest issue. Brittany's biggest issue is that she lies about the littlest things and then they spiral into big things. That's the issue with her. And I disagree with you, Chloe. I don't think she did this on purpose at all. I don't think she did this on purpose at all. I think she was sitting there ready to take it. She forgot it was in her hand, second nature, he-ing, and accidentally showed it. Which is why now she's trying to say it was a cream or whatever instead of just admitting, listen, you can't get a monthly shot in the knee. I don't care what it is. You can't. There has to be at least 3 months between shots for pain. Oh. I don't know anything about that, but I know she's lying. Chronic Chronicles. Thank you so much. Yep. And that's with a filter, my friends. Hey, Patty.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Let me turn you up a little bit. No, you came with your mic on 34, girl. Let me get you a little bit higher. There you are.
I just wanted to play devil's advocate about the BC powder, in case it's that. because it looks like BC powder as well.
BC powder?
My opinion. Yeah,
That's this thing that was, what is BC powder?
it's for headaches.
But she said it was an ointment.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
I
So
haven't seen it. I've just seen the screenshot.
yeah. So when I guess when people confronted it, she said it was an ointment. So while it may look like BC powder, she didn't choose that one first. She chose an
Oh,
ointment.
okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
That answers my question then.
Yeah.
Okay,
But-
that's all I came up to say. I just wanted to try and be fair, but if she said
Now,
it was ointment.
Here's my biggest thing, Petty. All right, I'm just going to come flat out and say it. When I was friendly with Brittany, she told me she was prescribed this. Okay, we spoke about it
Yeah.
because I was prescribed it. I knew all along that Brittany was prescribed Suboxone because she fucking owned it. She told me before. So when I sat here and I listened to her lie to everybody, but we all see her pull right up to the maintenance clinic that prescribes Suboxone, and then somehow it goes into a shot for my knee and blah 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 blah. You're driving an hour to get a shot in your knee. No, and
Yeah.
then I could tell by the mood differences, and she's all chipperty and da-da-da, and then the nodding, and then the nodding, and then the nodding. And I'm like, well, she probably went and said, I'm having anxiety, I'm being attacked, blah, blah, blah. And they probably prescribed something along with it. But I knew this entire time, without a doubt in my mind, that that's what it was. So when I seen the actual package now, which again,
Yeah.
I've been prescribed, I know what it looks like. I'm telling you, I would literally bet my channel on that being Suboxone.
That's fair enough. I don't know what it is.
And there's nothing to
what
be
it is,
ashamed about with it. That's what's driving me nuts the most about it is there's nothing. She could literally make this a proud moment of taking, because she shared with everybody that she's supposedly in recovery. So why not just say it? You know what I mean? Why not say, yeah, listen, guys, I was an addict. When I went to get better, my route of getting better was not to go through NA meetings or any of that, but instead to get placed on a maintenance drug. And that's what I take to maintain my recovery. She could use this as a moment to fucking encourage
Yeah.
everybody else.
She could
It's
try
just
and be an
bizarre, man.
inspiration to people or
Right,
something to look up to. But
right.
I don't know. It's Brittany. It's Brittany at this point.
Exactly.
She lies every other word, so
She lies about everything. And I think that's where most people just get so infuriated with her because it's the
Yeah.
constant lying, even when unnecessary, like that she has all our signatures from serving us with the CDs. You're fucking
Yeah.
lying. Or like her now saying she never gave Moon the urine test results.
yeah.
But you already admitted that you gave them to her. Why are you lying now? That's where people get infuriated with Brittany because she fucking lies.
It's not only that, but the ointments, thinking about it, the only ointments we could get in the UK are in bottles, like a cream bottle. You know, like
Right.
shampoo or something. They come with them pump lids.
No, I do
That's
think
it.
here, sorry.
No, it's okay.
I do think here that they do have, you can get little sample packets or on the go packets of ointments that would be in like smaller packages like that. But that's not
Yeah.
what it was. And if it was, she should have right then and there taken a photo of the ointment and uploaded on her community posts. But she can't.
Yeah, I agree with
Because
that.
now she's likely out today running around trying to find an ointment that looks similar to that to try to get away with it, to
Yeah.
keep up that lie.
Yeah.
Unreal,
it's just
man.
bizarre. I think every day it's just getting worse and worse, and she's not even seeing it. It's Craig that's tanking his channel right now, and she's allowing him to do it.
I agree. And again, do you know what drives me, I guess, the most nuts? Is that I know there are going to be people that are going to say, well, the people that take off for Brittany are going to say, well, good on her. Good on her if she's on a maintenance drug. That's fantastic. And they're going to overlook the fact that I'm saying, and many in the chat are saying the same thing, good on her. But shame on you for fucking lying about it and making everybody else in your chat, my chat, in this community that is on that maintenance to better their lives feel shamed for it because you keep fucking lying right in their faces. That's where
Yeah,
I get annoyed with her.
That's it. That's the second-hand thing where you've got to think about who's in your audience and whether they take it or not. And now you're just doing it just to take piss, really.
Right.
Just-
Now you're just lying to lie. It's like a
Yeah.
kid that got caught coloring on the wall, and despite them having crown literally on their shirt, they doubled down that it wasn't them. And then before you know it, this huge thing spiraled. For what? Why?
Yeah.
You could have
agree with
done it
that.
this months ago when you drove up to the fucking door of the maintenance place.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't taking up for her, don't get me wrong.
Oh,
But
you are, girl. I honestly don't
I
mind if
just
you are.
thought, no, I just thought, I'm in the UK, so our medication is in a bottle, a little medication bottle. So I haven't seen it in strips or anything like that because I've never been around it. But
Well,
I know when we go to the chemist, well, if I go to the chemist and somebody's getting their medication, it's always in a bottle and they've got to take it on site.
So that would be methadone here. Methadone is a liquid inside a bottle. Usually you have to take it at the actual clinic until you build up trust to have take homes and all of that.
Yeah.
And it's a very strict program where Suboxone is a little bit looser. You go to the doctor once a month and you leave with a prescription for that month.
Yeah. That's fair enough. I like to get educated on these things. I had a question and needed to ask it, that's all.
Yeah, I appreciate you asking. Thank you.
No worries. Right, I'm going to hop down. It's school
All right,
time, so I need
Peggy.
to get kids. I'll see you all later.
Bye, girl.
Bye.
Sportsy girl, thank you so much. I love when you guys come out of the bushes to speak. Thank you. I go every 3 months for my back injection. Right. They're not doing them monthly. Hey, Artist Creek. I disagree, RAH. I disagree that package is too big to be a Suboxone. I think it's precisely the right size to be a Suboxone. It's exactly the right size. Well, Choo Choo's mommy, she said before, she doesn't participate in any program. She doesn't do any step work. She doesn't do any of that. Are you here?
I'm here. You were cutting out.
Oh, sorry. Am I cutting out now?
No, you're not cutting out. Can you hear me okay? I got construction going on.
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, awesome. Can we talk about that stupid fake fucking call?
Oh, I did. I heard people say, in my opinion, though, just be safe, Artist, because I'm being sued at the GASU. Can I show something really quick before we jump to the call? Do you mind?
Do it. Do it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, let me show you guys something. We're going to do a little education today because I'm all about educating people into recovery because we do fucking recover, okay?
Suboxone is an FDA-approved drug for treating opioid use disorder, OUD. It is the brand name for a combination of two medications, buprenorphine and naloxone, both of which play a role in managing opioid addiction. For people with OUD, Suboxone helps control cravings and other uncomfortable withdrawal symptoms such as anxiety, insomnia, sweating, racing heartbeat, nausea, and body aches. This can help prevent relapse and give you the time you need to address your triggers, the people, places, and things that make you want to use, and manage your life while in treatment. How does Suboxone work? Suboxone is a dissolvable tablet or film that you place inside your cheek or under your tongue where the medicine is absorbed. Once it is ingested and absorbed into the bloodstream, the buprenorphine part attaches or binds to and activates the same nerve cells in the brain as other opioids do. These nerve cells are called opioid receptors, and when opioids bind to and activate them, they send signals to the body that cause feelings of pleasure or a high. When buprenorphine binds to and activates opioid receptors in the brain of an opioid-dependent person, it does so much more slowly than other opioids, such as heroin and fentanyl. As a result, treatment doses of buprenorphine ease withdrawal symptoms and reduce cravings without the high. The naloxone part of Suboxone helps prevent opioid misuse. If Suboxone is crushed and snorted or injected, the naloxone blocks the effects of the buprenorphine, causing withdrawal symptoms in people who are physically dependent on opioids. Although Suboxone contains an opioid, it should not be viewed as a substitute for opioids that are misused. Rather, it is a safe and effective evidence-based treatment that help people recover from OUD.
All right, so we get the point there, but I'm going to bring you over to a doctor really quick, too, because a lot of people don't realize.
Hey, Dr. B, can you be on benzodiazepines if you're on Suboxone?
The answer is a categorical yes. Here's the deal. Number one, there's an issue of opiates working synergistically with benzodiazepines, increasing the risk of death or respiratory arrest. It's much less likely so with Suboxone or medication-assisted treatment. That's number one. Heroin addiction, right? What am I going to do? Well, you got to quit the Xanax.
I'm going to stop there because of the words, but you can, a lot of times they prescribe both. Can it be abused just like any drug? Yes, it can. I have to say I can bounce Suboxone. That is the exact package. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you for telling us that. And congratulations for being in recovery. All right, artist, let's go. What you got about the phone call, girl?
Oh, girl, I about was screaming in my car. Okay, I am a healthcare professional. I also have the exact same phone that little bitch has. Okay, every single call I make is recorded. Every single word. Nobody answers hello. I don't care if you're transferred in a building. I don't give a fuck. They always say this is so and so at so and so clinic. Okay. There's no fucking way that she said, my name is Brittany Jackson and I did this and that there. And she said, oh yeah, let me look you up. No, ma'am. That is a HIPAA violation. She will lose her fucking job. There's no way that was real. No way.
That's interesting you say that because I did receive an email yesterday. Somebody sent it through a program where they compared the voices to a panel guest of Brittany's, and the program came back and said an absolute, it is false. But I asked what voice they compared it to and they wouldn't tell me. So I don't know, you know.
Well, it could have been any mod. It could have been her kid. It could have been anybody, but it was not that clinic. And I promise you, there's somebody, some crazy fuck out there took that clip, is going to notify the clinic, and that clinic has to investigate. Because if one of their employees gave that information by phone, even that little bit, you are not even allowed to say that somebody is a patient, no less that they were there or anything else. You're not even allowed to identify, yes, I've been to that clinic, or yes, you were here. You can't say those things. That is a HIPAA violation. I am tested on this every year. I take a fucking hour-long course. I'm telling you, that was not real.
It is interesting. I mean, I can't say with certainty, obviously, for obvious reasons, but
I will.
Right. You know, if that's your experience with it, I don't see why, you know, I mean, yeah.
In the phone records from the minute the call's picked up. It does not wait. It's not like she said, oh, in the beginning, they said that and it just didn't. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It records from the second the call's picked up. She's lying again.
But wait, what records? Because if she's recording on her end,
it's automatic. It's automatic that when you're dialing a phone number, the minute that if I call you right now, Granny, and you picked up, the second you picked up the phone and said hello, that's when it would start going. But no clinic answers hello. The call.
By what though? By what? By the doctor's office, or what are you saying?
Yeah. No, it's recorded on her phone. It's on her S Ultra. Yes. Because I have the same phone. My husband has the S25. I have the 23. They both record from the second you have it. I mean, mine's set up automatically to record all because of my job, because I do things verbally. I need to hear. I got to have recordings to back my ass up. Excuse me.
Is that a Samsung Galaxy you're talking about?
Yes, it is a Samsung Galaxy. It is the S23 Ultra. My husband has the S25 Ultra. And they both do it automatically.
Why do they do that? That's really fucking weird.
You don't have to have it set that way. I do because of my job.
So it does say.
A setting.
So I did Google. Well, first off, what a nice new phone to have. I wish I could have a phone like that. But my money's going towards actual attorneys that are actually doing fucking work. But you know. So anyway, yes, the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra can record calls natively with this built-in call recording feature.
Yep. It's automatic. That's just how I have mine set. Automatic. Any call I make as this outgoing call, it is recorded from the minute they pick up and answer that call.
Now, she said that it cut off and she couldn't hit record until a certain time. So the greeting was cut off.
She's lying because there's nothing to hit. It's automatic. If you have it set that way, you can't change it mid-call. There's nothing to hit.
It depends on the carrier and region. The U.S. now supports it to record. Open the phone app, make a call, and tap the record icon. Well, that's a game changer for shisty ass fuckers like her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't even have to hit record. It's just if I were to literally just make a call right now, let's say I called my husband in the house, it would record from the second that he picked up the phone and said hello.
You want to call me and record me? We can see.
Girl, I can totally do it.
I believe you too, though. But I mean, yeah, I definitely I believe it.
There's nothing to hit. So her saying I didn't hit the button on time. No, that's a lie.
Well, it does say to record, open the phone app, make a call, and tap the record icon when it appears on the call screen. It does say you have to push the button.
See, I don't have to push any button because mine is set up automatically to record all my outgoing calls.
Oh, okay. So maybe she doesn't have her set up automatically. We can give her that. You know what I mean?
I don't give her shit because I think she records everything. Because she is that person. She would be recording everything everybody said to her just to have it in her back pocket.
I do agree with. I mean, I think I need to invest in this phone so I can start recording everybody too. That's fucking weird. That is so weird. Honestly, it is weird.
It's a great phone. I love my phone. In fact, I cracked my screen and they wanted to replace it, and I was like, no. I don't want a new one. I want you because I don't want to lose anything. No, they're fixing my screen today. As a matter of fact, I got to take it in because I was like, nope. And I mean, anybody can get a phone.
It's like a wait, bring your number. Transfer. Okay, so it's like an $800 phone.
It is a very expensive phone, but anybody can get a phone because you can just have it added to your package and you pay it out. Like I have a number of phones on our account. Like I have adult children and they pay me for their phones. So it's like you're charged like, I don't know, $14 a month or something. You know what I mean? Right. You're paid out. That's how they keep you on their plan. You can't change unless you pay off your phone.
My company doesn't offer that. Who I get my phone through doesn't offer that. Right now, they're actually having a sale. It's $350.
That's a good price.
I know. I'm looking at it. I fucking want it. I need a new phone anyway, but this looks nice.
Okay, the stylus is where it's at. It has a little stylus at the bottom. You can use it to play games. That's what I do. I play games. But also, if I'm doing my work and I need to fill out a form, that stylus, I'm punching boxes and stuff. It makes things so much quicker and easier. Because, fingers are bigger than your screen and it just makes things quick and easy. It's worth every penny, I'll tell you that.
I believe it.
But I wouldn't be able to go and buy it, $1,800, $1,200. I mean, my husband's S25, that's the newest one. And I mean, his is way more expensive than mine, but still, I mean, paying it off. My Verizon bill is like fucking $400. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I can only fathom. So, and the fact that the lady says hello, right? But I want to show this again. So here we have right here, this is what they look like. See the little box here? You see this darkened thing here? You rip off the top. You're supposed to cut along the dotted line or fold here and rip. But if you go down here, you can see she has the box right there, the little square right there. It's literally the same exact thing.
It is the exact same thing.
A true crime community. We're not going to be gaslit out of this one, folks.
No, and I mean, the bottom line is, Jess, I mean, you already knew. You knew. She told you a lot of things privately that you have not said publicly and you haven't confirmed. You kept your mouth shut because of your relationship with her, even though she's coming at you. And I got to give you a lot of props for that. I don't know if I'd be doing that.
It wasn't because my relationship with her. You guys wouldn't believe the amount of personal stories I've held on to, even on people that currently attack me, that I would never come out here and say because they told me in confidence. And that's just fucking truth. I don't care if people believe
that's it. Or not. It's you have a higher sense of integrity than most, I think. And I think a lot of people would have just spilled everything they knew. And that says a lot about who you are, Jess. And I mean, that's huge.
Well, I do appreciate that, but it's because the thing is, listen, there are things that people confide in you in. I know somebody who's lying about a big thing right now that I could easily blow the cover off of with receipts. And it's like, you know what, though? It's their personal life. They said it in confidence while we were quote unquote friendly. Although they put out all my personal details, I'm not like them. And I keep reminding myself, because this is why I logged off YouTube at one point, took his whole summer off as a break. I'm not going to allow these people to dictate what I do with my morals anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to lose my morals because they have none. And that's the biggest takeaway. But I also don't have to be gaslit out of reality when all the signs line up. She tells everybody she's in recovery. Okay. Never told everybody she didn't do NA or any of the programs. So how'd you, find your way, whatever? Well, through maintenance. Okay, through maintenance. Then she literally drives up to the maintenance clinic. Then we're gaslit there and told that's not what happened. I mean, all the signs are before us right now to the very point of showing the actual prescription. Showing it.
Well, 2 + 2 = 4, not 15. So yeah, you're right.
Right. If it quacks like a duck, walks
Exactly.
like a duck. If it
But
moves
I mean,
like a cow.
I think that the fact that you do know things and you haven't said anything, and you know when people are lying, and it's shocking to me they continue to come at you. It's like they're pushing you. They want you to like spill. But
I could
I
spill
mean,
a lot.
aren't they afraid? I mean, my thing was, if you knew shit about me, Jess, and I was lying about it, and then I was fucking, pushing you, I would expect it to come out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, they're playing it. They know you won't, and that's why they're fucking with you.
Right. Right.
I mean,
No, I agree with that. And here's the other thing, though. I'm not the only person she's told this to. There's several others out there, including creators, who she's told the same thing to. So they fucking know it too.
I don't understand why no one else is saying anything. I mean,
Because
but
they're
you know
currently
what?
kissing her ass. Give them a few months to fall out with her again. Then they'll tell everybody.
But her subs, I mean, they have eyes and ears too. So it's not like we're the only ones that know she's lying. I mean, they know she's lying and they're choosing to ignore it. We've heard Nana say that. Nana Dragonfly. She has said, "Look, yeah, I've heard her, contradict some things, and I've known that it wasn't entirely true, but I haven't said anything, out of loyalty." And that's a problem. That's because this is a big problem, because now she's grifting from her community for something that we don't know that's actually happening here.
Well, and apparently some of her ex-mods have come out and said, we know you're grifting and manipulating people and scamming, and we will expose you if you do X, Y, and Z again. And it's like, well, if you know all of that, you should just come out and fucking say it, because she's doing those things.
Well, she's been doing those things all along. Every day it's something new. It's some new grift. Every day it's something. I've never seen anyone that grifts the way she does. And see, that's what irritated me. A while back, she said something. She was jumping on Kathy P. And she said something. Oh, she's the biggest grifter. She's always saying, it must be nice or whatever. Okay, commiserating about life. Wow. Like you just said, it must be nice to have a really nice phone. Yeah. Okay, but you're not grifting for a new fucking phone. But in her mind, that's grifting, because that's how she grifts.
Right, and that's what I tried saying the other day. She dry begs. She does things like Craig, when he was like, tell your audience about the smart glasses I want. He only said that because he wants them to buy it, because she taught them that's how they do it. And when she said the other day, I haven't even been peddling my fundraiser, peddling?
Yep.
Peddling, the verbiage she uses says everything.
I agree, 100%.
I haven't even been peddling. Yeah, I haven't been pushing my fundraiser either. Peddling?
Yep.
Interesting.
Peddling, it is a sales tactic kind of situation. Like everything is a sale to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. She said something just the other night, and I don't listen to her. I only listen to clips because that's all I want to really. I'm not giving her a view. I'm not giving her any money. All
right.
But every day it's something new. It's oh, you want this, or my daughter wants money. Let me it's always something.
My kids keep asking me for money. Right.
But yet I don't know about you, but someone that's begs as much as she does for this, that, and the other, I do not give my kid or my grandson or whatever a $100 Roblox card and say, go play, get out of my hair.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not getting my nails done every week. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I mean,
and the fact that all of these shopping, all these new toys and stuff they got was after she started the fundraiser, the Give, Send, Go for a defense, right? But everything she said in her C&Ds happened well after that. So tell me, one of her subscribers, if you would, why she started fundraising at that moment if she had nothing to legally stand on.
Because it was a way to get Craig all the shit he wants, so he'll stop talking to women online.
I mean, I think she buys him things to keep him happy for sure, but I don't think that's why she started the fundraiser. I don't think that's why she started. I think there was another reason for it. And I think because the mods who donated the most of that money, admittedly, because they donated it, they were pushing her to do something. You keep saying you want this to stop. It's been months now. So why are you not doing anything, and then she sends out these C&Ds.
Well, her subs were doing that in the chats.
And,
They were
and lip
saying,
lock,
you
and
promised, yeah, you would do something, and now you're not
right.
going to do something. That's a problem for us. And
And
she was
it
losing people.
originally it did say it was a defense. Originally
Yeah.
it did.
But I mean, but we didn't know that her mods put together all that money. We thought she was just going by the $4,000 she raised and
Yeah,
whatever
'cause
she got personally, Cash App and all that before she got that Gifts and Go Together or whatever the fuck it is. We didn't know.
That's why I assume that's why her mod that did the video the other day said, if you keep going, we're gonna put out everything to show that you're fucking manipulating people and scamming.
Well, now the math maths, you know.
Right. Right.
Because before we were adding up all the shit and we're like, well, she spent more than that $4,000 on all his new toys. So where did that money come from? But now that we know the mods gave her almost $7,000, that's where all the money went. It's all mathing together now.
And when she sits there and says, we got a Best Buy credit card, well, why didn't you buy new cameras for your home on that credit card? Wouldn't that have been your first priority? If your lives are in danger, why do you keep coming to YouTube expecting your audience to buy the cameras if you have this wonderful Best Buy credit card?
I don't believe that. I don't believe she has a Best Buy credit card.
Me neither.
Okay. I do not because I had a Best Buy credit card and I had excellent credit. And let me tell you something, they're not giving no $5,000 limit.
I know that Best Buy is hard to get a one for because I tried to get my son a computer and they were like, nah, bitch.
No.
And yeah, I got better credit than that. I mean, than her,
that's
I would imagine.
Exactly it. They kind of, they're living, tweaker rich kind of lives.
Yeah, get her.
I know what you call it. I know what you call it. I just didn't want anybody to say anything. So, but it's the same thing. It's just, that just don't math. It just don't math because I'm telling you, I mean, I had excellent credit and they still only gave me like $500 credit.
The way she said I have established credit.
No, there's no way they have good credit. I'm sorry. There's no way. There's no way.
She could easily show everybody her Best Buy credit card. You know what I mean? Like, just
she should have whipped it out. She would have whipped it out. That's exactly it. But you know what she's going to do is she's going to find a picture online and she's going to go, see, here it is on my desk.
No, we have to have her. No, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they look like because they denied my ass.
Well, it's easy to get in trouble with Best Buy, so and their interest rate really high, so I don't recommend it.
Yeah. Well, listen, my thing is if you don't have money to continuously throw people in frivolous litigation, you know what I mean? Like you shouldn't be out buying all these fun things either because they're not free. You still have to pay on them.
That's exactly right. Those payments, and you think, oh, it's only so much, but you know what? That adds up really fucking fast. And she's driving a van with half-assed windows and no AC and
supposedly.
You suppose, but I'm like, there's no way. I'm sorry, but they live differently than we do. I don't know.
Yeah, without responsibilities, isn't that lovely?
Well, without any sense of class, they have no couth. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole trashy tweaker lifestyle kind of thing going on. I had neighbors like that. Okay, they had like every toy in the world. Like they had jet skis. We don't live near a fucking lake. I don't understand why. They had 4x4s. They had all this stuff. But yet, their house was falling apart. They didn't have running water. They didn't have, you know what I mean? But that other stuff was more important to them than the basic necessities of life. And it was really weird. And I can't relate to it, but I think it's almost like a cultural thing about how they were raised and how they lived. And to them, that's normal. It's not normal to me.
The only way I can see it is because they've lived off the in-laws. So they didn't have the responsibilities of this, and this, and they were able to spend money and I'll buy all the fun things, if you will. That's like when she was asking for $1,000 first to get her kids through summer with food or whatever. She was saying how the price of ground beef was so expensive and blah, blah, blah. But then came back online after having this fundraiser, after people, donated to it. She comes back online and admits how she spent so much money on the crane machine.
Oh my God.
Like, you don't have money for a crane machine. Like you're asking us to pay for your food. But
I remember that
crane machine.
I remember that because you know what? Let me tell you something. There was a time when we made very little money. I was a stay-at-home mom. I had 3 little kids. We lived off one income. It wasn't a whole fucking lot, let me tell you, for the city I live in. And I was not giving my kids $5 for a crane machine because that $5 was a meal for us.
Well, it was
Okay.
more than 5 because she said they kept playing and blah blah
Oh
blah. And
my
it was just a
God.
whole big thing. But yeah, I
No.
agree.
You know what I mean? There
And then
was no
she said that not 300. She said 3,000 was a measly amount.
Oh, I almost died when she said that.
Like
I was
this
like,
is why I keep telling
$3,000.
right.
That's a lot of fucking money.
That's why I keep telling people, just because somebody presents to you all that they're broke and they don't have money and they need help and they're struggling and blah blah blah, it doesn't mean they fucking are.
You know what, Jess?
You're right, Craig. Sorry.
Many years ago, my mom went to some kind of a fundraiser thing at a local church, and she knew a family there, and she was sitting next to her, and it was just a fun game way to fundraise money. Well, this lady was really excited because she was like, they were doing like fake bingo, and they got to like pick food items. So it was just the way they did it. And
Right.
she was so excited because she got this big ass bag of rice, and she's like, oh, this is going to help my family. You know, this is going to be so good. And my mom had won like a bunch of other stuff, and she gave it to her because she's like, you know, I feel like she's struggling, you know, and she's not saying anything. And so she said she went and she dropped some groceries off at her house and just left them on her doorstep and left, because that's my mom. And then later, the lady came in and she said, I know that was you. And she said, and, you know, I want to thank you so much. And then like another lady came to her and said, you know, you shouldn't have done that. She said, because although she's saying the word afford means many things to many people. That lady was saving money for fucking new windows at her lake house.
Oh, wow.
But for her, she's like, I can't afford XYZ, but that's because she was saving money for what she felt was important to her. And those were those windows. So she didn't mind eating rice and beans for, you know, a couple months to do so. So
to get the windows.
When someone says I can't afford something, it doesn't mean it's because they
Well,
you know,
I've said
don't have
that
any
before.
money. It
When
just
it comes
means
to her,
right,
she
they're putting
doesn't
money
want to
towards
buy
something
the
else.
things. She doesn't want to buy the things that are necessities. That's the issue. She wants her
wants
subscribers
us
to
to
buy
pay
all of
that.
that.
Yes, she wants to get it from you because she's suing you. She wants to get it from Clue because
She ain't
she
getting
wants
shit
to
from
come up
me.
with a settlement. Yeah, it's all
Oh, no,
about
I
money.
don't even think she's thinking about getting it from us. I'm thinking she knows that she can go to her audience and that they're going to foot the bill for the necessities. She's done it this whole time. Ever since she's been on YouTube, that's what she's done, which is what cracks me up when she says that I grifted for my daughter's dorm. That's ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous. I have no problem coming directly out and asking for help. What Brittany does is she does the dry bag so people can't call her a grifter. So she dry bags it and she slow drips it and, you know, she hints at it and all of that shit. That's what she does.
She
Now,
never
security,
just asked. You're right. It's all implied. And then she says, I didn't ask for it. They just gave it to me.
security is saying, is this a drug? If she's on that drug, is that something you have to stay on for life? The answer is no. But in my experience, Suboxone and methadone are so hard to come off of. They're extremely difficult to come off of. It's hard to get off of them. They were meant to be a short-term fix. They were meant to be, you get off your drug of choice, they put you on that and they tamper you off of it, and you go through therapy and you do step work and you do all the, you know, the internal work you need to do. But as of late, it seems a lot of people are being prescribed and they're staying on it for years, to the point where there was just a big lawsuit against Suboxone because it deteriorates people's teeth.
Yeah. But everything does.
Very hard to get off of it.
Everything does. But yeah, I think it's a bigger, it's not just about helping the addict. It's about reducing crime. It's about helping communities, you know, be nicer and pretty. You know what I'm saying? I could have
a whole dang discussion on what I believe it is, but I think at the end of the day, again, I'm not shaming anybody who's on a maintenance drug. I have no reason to shame anybody for being on a maintenance drug. For me, it is the fucking lies. And I'll tell you what, as somebody who has done this step work, as somebody who has sponsored people, as somebody who still goes to NA meetings, not every day like I used to, but I did definitely dedicate myself to my recovery. I did the 12 steps. I filled out all the paperwork. I did everything I could to fix me inside, because I know without that is a Band-Aid, okay? I get highly fucking insulted every time I hear Brittany claim she is in recovery. It fucking insults me. I think it insults every one of us that can name our recovery date off the top of our heads because it was the day we saved our fucking lives. I can't stand to hear her say she's in recovery.
I agree with that. When she said she didn't know her date, I was like, oh man, we got a problem. Because I don't understand. I don't know how that particular works. So I don't know if she went to her doctor and said, I have a problem. Can you help me? I don't know if they require a program to do that, to get the Suboxone. I don't know how that works because I don't know.
A lot of places are meant to. So when I initially started out, you're supposed to at least meet with a therapist there, like a counselor type of person or whatever. That was the way they were meant to be. And a lot of times the insurance requires that to pay it out. If you're paying out a lot of places run a lot of different ways. Some of them people consider just being like a dealer. They just give the prescription and people go on about their days. Some places take it really serious. Here comes Rowena. I have to step away for 1 second, ladies. Are you up here, Ro?
Yeah, hi. Good morning. Yeah,
Let me
step
just,
away. You're good. You're good.
Bro, why do you always come with the static?
I don't know. And I have a big fountain outside and it's raining, so there's that. But
Okay,
yeah,
I just did your background noise.
because I don't have a fancy Samsung phone. I just have I
Girl,
don't have a recording phone. I just have an iPhone.
You and me too. My phone's all fucking cracked and busted. I just got it a few months ago. It freezes when I'm recording. It like jumps like the camera does. It's so weird.
Oh, come on, y'all.
You. We need
Don't
the
be
newest
fucking with
phones
me
with
about
these
my
fancies.
$500 Verizon bill now. Come on now.
I know that's true too, right?
Sorry, and I know y'all hear my fountain in the background, so that's a little bit of the static. But when I first come in, it does sound like, as VTM says, a poltergeist. So I apologize.
That's hilarious.
Just tell me if it drives y'all nuts. What I don't know. I missed all of last night and most of yesterday, but listened to this morning. I don't. How do I say this? My heart hurts, I guess, and it's not because she is on a maintenance medication. Maintenance medications save lives. They save babies' lives. That was what my specialty was. Yes, I did ER and other moonlighted and picked up, did other things, but I dedicated my profession, my life to pregnant women and NICU. And I don't want to cry, but maintenance medication saved lives. And the shame and the stigma that she put on it, I don't want anybody to attack her for being on maintenance medications. The shame that she's putting on it, she did. Um, and the reason why people are like, oh, how could you take that while you're pregnant? Because if whatever mom does, baby does. If mom goes through withdrawals, baby goes through withdrawals. If mom has seizures, baby could have a seizure. And I've sat next to too many beds with an ultrasound paddle on a stomach and had to answer some really hard questions. So I don't want her shamed at all. I just don't understand the shame that she feels with it, because you should be proud that you're doing better, that you're not taking illegal substance, that you're prescribed a medication and you're taking it correctly. I don't know if she's taking anything else. I'm not going to put anything on her that I don't know about. I didn't think it was this. I thought it was something else, and it might be a combination now. I don't know. But the shaming of it breaks my heart. It really does, because people that are naive and people that are naive that don't know the benefits of it, I don't care. I do not care if she has to stay on that medication until she's 90, as long as she's not doing other things. I don't care. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't care. Is she mistaking it? Is she taking it with something else? I don't know. There is a problem, that she needs to talk to her doctor about. But as far as just taking it as prescribed, and every medication is different. I've had patients that have had surgery and you give them 2 Tylenol and they're knocked out. I'm like, are you kidding me? Everybody's different. It just breaks my heart, because now I feel like there's going to be a big shame for maintenance medications, and there never should be. I'm sorry.
I disagree. I don't think people are going to shame maintenance drugs at all. I think the only person placing a shame to it is Brittany.
Well, I hope her people don't. You know what I mean? I hope they don't. You know what I mean? I just, and some people will. I'm sorry, Jess. There's Granny. I'm sorry. There's ignorance. You know, there's ignorance in this community, and some people. In fact, I had a big discussion with another creator, to where she said that Suboxone and methadone were not, where you were just trading. And I've heard it before. I've heard it in real life. You're just trading one drug for another.
Oh
No,
yeah, people do say that.
right,
I agree people say that, and that's why I started off my stream the way I did, because I'm not shaming people on maintenance drug. I'm proud of every motherfucker
right,
that has seeked out the help of a legalized drug, a prescription drug, to better their lives. It is safer, it is cleaner, and good on you. Now I
right,
will say, for anybody who is looking to get on that type of drug, I would recommend that you go through a tapering program and do
right,
not get stuck on it for years. But
right.
other than that, yeah, I hope
Well,
people don't shame it.
recovery is a puzzle. There's many pieces to it. There's therapy, there's NA meetings, there's medications, there's all kinds of pieces to the puzzle to make a big picture of a healthy person. If you have just one piece of that puzzle, your picture's not complete. You know what I
And
mean?
that's why BJ's picture is not complete, because she's
Right.
not. That's what I was trying to say. Like, there's a way to use it and actually seek out a recovery, and there's a way to get legally high. And that's what you're saying. People will likely argue that it's it's not a recovery, and it's not this, and it's not that. Well, it is if you use it as such, right?
Yeah.
There are people that abuse it. There are people that get
There
it just
are.
to,
Well, there's people
that's
that
with
sell it.
everything,
I
right?
mean, let's be real. There's a reason why you have to take a piss test when you go to get your medication. It's
Right.
not just to see if there's other things in your system. It's also to make sure that the medication you've been prescribed is in your system and you're not selling it.
And they check the levels of it. So, and
Right.
that's the other thing. That's the other red flag. When she admittedly said, I got a ton of drug tests. I got a
Right.
ton of drug tests. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you get tested every week, every month.
Right.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Right.
obviously. But
Right.
I just don't understand why she denies what is right before everybody. And like I
Well,
said,
and that's
and I've
the
been holding
shaming
on
part
to,
of it.
she
It's like
told
she's
us.
ashamed. And you shouldn't be ashamed of your walk and your success. And
Right.
that and it's shaming everybody in this community that has gone through this process, whether they're on it. It shames you. It shames everybody that is on any kind of maintenance medication. It shames them because it's like you feel,
Well,
you know, I don't know.
the only thing is, I would say, and this is what I was saying earlier. The only reason you'd be shamed for being on it is if you yourself know that you're not taking it properly, that you're not doing it for the right reasons. That's the only reason to be shamed of it.
Ooh, sorry. Oh shit! I'm trying to get to my mute. It's raining.
I think that she's afraid of what her subs are going to say.
Do you?
I do. I don't think it has anything to do with her being ashamed of it. I think she's afraid. She's presented herself as something, and it's slowly turning into that's not who she was or
Yeah,
is.
I
And I
agree
think
with
she's
that.
afraid that they will turn on her. And I mean, like you said, just she cries over numbers and views.
I don't think that they would turn on her, and I'll tell you why I don't
I
think
don't
so.
either.
Because she
But
has
she does.
pathologically
I don't
lied
either.
right to their faces.
I agree, but she does. It's not the reality. But this is the internet. You could be the kindest, nicest, sweetest old lady in the world that talks about cats, and someone's going to come out and say, "Oh my God, did you see that cat? That cat looks sick, or that cat looks unhappy." I just recently someone said something, and they heard, "Oh, Clue, her dogs. Oh my gosh, Clue, are your dogs okay? Yeah, they're just fucking barking. It's okay. That's what they do. It's no, they're not sad." Or when what's his name?
I get what you guys are saying. Like
You can't.
sometimes it's. Go ahead,
You can't judge. You can't you can't sometimes there's always somebody who's going to be unhappy. That's what I'm saying.
But I mean, some of us have admitted to recovery for fucking years, and we scream it, and Brittany herself has already claimed it.
Well, if she was smart,
it's not like she's denied ever having an addiction. It's not like she came out here and presented herself as somebody who's never suffered from addiction or any of that. No, she's admitted she's done that. So for me, I mean, sometimes, yeah, it could be the stigma and the fear of judgment. Sure, for sure. But if the person is being secretive, lying, and showing signs of misuse, then I would say that's where their shame stems from.
I agree. And she may be ashamed of it herself. And that could be the problem.
Yeah, so
And
she drove
Well,
happily right up to
well,
the
I'm
clinic
proud
door.
of her.
I mean,
You know
I
what I mean?
personally am proud of her. I'm proud
I'm
of her
not.
for getting clean, but I wish she would do it in an honest way because she could be an inspiration to people who need to get help and who haven't.
Anybody nodding out on camera cannot be an inspiration to anybody seeking recovery. I strongly disagree with that.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
There's-
that's true.
yeah.
yeah.
But we
If
don't know if
anything,
that's a reason either. We don't know if there's a combination going on. But here's my question. I want to know in chat how many people have taken a drug test by their doctor. Just who
I,
takes it routinely and are not on a medication. Because I've never had to take one.
if Brittany was coming forward, she was presenting signs of recovery. She was, and I disagree that she's an inspiration or could be an inspiration. I strongly disagree.
If she did it right.
But she hasn't.
Well,
No,
when you're falling asleep mid sentence, there's something not right. You know what I
Right.
mean? Whatever it
Yeah,
is,
but
it's not.
I'm concerned. I personally am very concerned. When I heard her the other day, she cut her
Be careful
live.
what you say.
I will be very careful. But when she turned to her man and said, "You've got to let me sleep," I was very concerned, and I feel like that could be part of the problem.
I disagree because I think that's because she needs him to be in bed too. She's afraid what he's going to do because she has zero trust in him.
Yeah.
Maybe, but he seems like he's one of those that would have to come in there 20 times, weaponized incompetence, king over there, that he has to have her do everything for him and he has to have her right there. And if she's trying to sleep, he has to be in there asking her 20 fucking questions. You know what I mean?
But she's fucking live streaming, artist. It's not like she's laying in bed trying to go to sleep. She's on a fucking live stream.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
and I feel like for her, because she knows that he's now going live, he's getting attention, he's sliding DMs, he's watching porn, he's doing all these things. I think it's a matter of her wanting to know what he's doing all the time. And, oh, Craig, you have to let me get some sleep. Like, come on, we have to go to bed. I think it's a codependency thing, not a, she wants to keep eyes on him type of thing.
I think that's true too. I think that it goes both ways there. I think sometimes it's her and sometimes it's him. Yeah. But the whole thing, they're living like tweakers. I don't like it. I'm very concerned. I'm hearing these kids run around at 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and that was the other thing.
Careful, artist.
Ro, you worked. I will. Ro, you heard that that conversation about about the child, and when Craig said something about Angel One. Did you hear that, Ro?
I did.
Were you thinking what I was thinking? And then she said, "Oh, he has 2 copies of genetic situation," and I was like, "I believe that child has Angel Man."
I didn't. To be honest with you, I heard it, and that was about as far as I took it. Because it's none of my business. Her child is none of my business, and so that's why I didn't. I'm not trying to put 2 and 2 together about her kids or anything. It is. I don't know.
And I feel bad now.
I'm not going to sit there and bitch at her about disclosing so much of her child's privacy, like having a rash from a blanket and all the things that she said about that. So I'm not gonna go into his privacy myself and even question anything. It is what it is. That's just me. I'm just not gonna do that. I heard it and that was it, and that's as far as I took it. I didn't be like, oh yeah, and so this adds up and that. That's her child that's not on the internet, and I'm not gonna do the same things that she's doing to him. Does that make sense?
That's fair. I just think it does explain some things. I just think it maybe could take some heat off of her as far as why she does the things she does as far as that child, and it explains a lot as to why he needs additional help from her. The way because
I don't think she should have even put that out. That's her child. See, I'm not even going to talk about her kid. I just don't. I think that she wants this YouTube persona that she has the perfect relationship with her quote spouse, which he's not your spouse, he's not your husband. That he's perfect, he's fine, he's the best Christian. I'm the best Christian. CPS came in my home and they said, "Oh, you have a beautiful house." I love the way you decorate. She lives in this fairyland, and I've never been in her house, but I know that one of her mods that she trusted that came and got 2 kittens, she wouldn't let come to her house. I have people come to my house all the time. Whatever. I mean, come on in. If you can, whether I've dusted or you can write your name on the table, I don't give a fuck. I mean, it is what it is. I,
We
you
know.
know, it's just.
Rowena,
I
you
mean,
just said you
you know
know
what I
like
mean. I don't
50
live in a
times.
museum. I'm not saying I'm a great person and I live in a museum and I clean every day and I da 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 da. No, I live in my house. I clean my house. My house is clean. If somebody called up and said, "Hey, what's up?" Or just knocked on my door and didn't even call, I opened my door, come on in. Now I'm not going to be a weirdo and invite you in my bedroom like reality did, but that's my private sanctuary. But yeah, staying in the kitchen, I'm cooking. I'm doing a shrimp boil. Let's eat. Whatever it is, what it is. If you can write your name on my television, oh well, it is what it is. I
All
hadn't
right.
dusted this week.
DJW says, just getting caught up on vids. So how do you know the package in her hand is sub? I couldn't see it very clear. Well, I'm going to break it down one more time for you, DJW, and anybody else who's still wondering. I'm going to go with the fact of what she personally told me. So what I already knew. I'm going to go with the fact that she drove right up to the clinic's doors. Okay. That's going to be another reason. I'm going to go with the noise we could hear. We could tell there's something underneath her tongue, and or you hear the packaging of such. And 3, because we know what it looks like. And literally, it looks just like what you think it is. But here's an article.
She told you she was on it.
Not just me. She told many people.
That's
Absolutely.
what we need. She already admitted to it to people, and they're not coming forward and telling the truth. You're the only one telling the truth. And it's taken you a long time to do so. It's only because the steps added up.
Well, and again, I'm looking for that one image where they did it really well. But if you go over here, so why does Suboxone make you feel sleepy? It can slow down brain function and make you feel sleepy because it acts as a central nervous system depressant. Opiates, like the main ingredients of Suboxone, I can't say, but buprenorphine or whatever, are known to make people feel sleepy and relaxed. Opiates make the central nervous system calm, which makes the body relax and feel calm. Suboxone might make some people feel sleepy because it calms them down. This could make it harder for them to stay awake and do things during the day. It reacts on your receptors in your brain, blah, blah, blah. That's why. And not only that, but Brittany also said before that she's in recovery and she's relapsed and all these things, but she's admittedly said she's never gone to a rehab and she's never done step work. She's never gone to NA. There's so many signs. I don't know. And listen, again, I'm not here to shame her for it. I'm here to tell all of you, you have nothing to be ashamed of because she's making it shameful.
Bingo, right there. That sentence.
I support that. I support that as well. Recovery can be a beautiful thing. People don't understand how good life can be after.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I know that there are many people in this chat that are in recovery because I've actively celebrated every February 11th, my clean date. And we've all spoke about addiction and we've all celebrated and dropped our recovery dates and everything. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. And I'm tired of people like Brittany making it like it's a shameful thing. She should have owned the moment when she drove right to it and said, yeah, I told you all I'm in recovery and this is how I'm doing my recovery. That's it. That's all. Why make it these bigger things? And that's always been her issue.
She lies about everything, even things she doesn't have to. Oh, I broke my glasses. No, I didn't mean that. I mean, I lost my glasses. I mean, everything comes out as a lie first. All the unnecessary stuff. And that's what makes it weird.
Right.
Jess, you talked about your recovery date. Thank God I've never had an issue with anything, but I'm going to drop my dad's recovery date. July 21st. He would have celebrated, he passed this year, but he would have celebrated 52 years.
That's amazing.
From 52 years from alcohol. It's not just opioids. It's not just medications. It's not, so 52 years, July 21st, he would have celebrated. And he celebrated every year. And he did have to go to a treatment, and that was 52 years ago. He did have to go to a sober whatever place, and I was a little bitty kid and didn't get it. And yeah, and he did all the work. He ate a rum ball one time at a Christmas party, and holy shit! I mean, my God! I mean, he spit it out. You know, he immediately tasted it. He was like, you know, he didn't know what it was, and yeah, he was like, oh my God, I screwed up my sobriety. And we're like, no, you didn't. You know, but he knew his date. For 51 years, he knew his date.
Yeah, my grandmother celebrated 35 years in AA. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
that's
nothing to be
my dad.
ashamed of. But it's
Yeah.
also important to remember that being on a maintenance drug isn't recovery. Recovery is inner work as well. You have to find the root of the addiction. You have to do the steps and figure out what is causing you to turn to the addiction. And I strongly recommend anybody who's on a maintenance drug to do it with the step work. You don't have to go to NA. You can order a 12-step program off the internet. Everybody should work a 12-step program, addiction or not. But there's always a root cause.
Well, I think everybody, when they're born, they should be assigned. Well, you're always assigned a pediatrician, whether you have one picked out or not. There's a pediatrician that's going to see your baby before you leave, right? I think you should get assigned a pediatrician and a therapist. I think every person should have a therapist and a pediatrician when you're born assigned to you,
right?
Because therapy is the best thing in the world.
I agree.
It is so good. And you don't even, and now with the technology today, you don't even have to leave your house. You know, there's no excuse. You don't even have to leave, you know. And
You don't. But I think it's easier in a group. I really do. My husband is 15 years sober as well. He went through AA, and that is a celebration date for everybody because it's not just you. It's your entire family, the people around you, how it affects you. And let me tell you something. My husband, we have a zero tolerance policy around here, man. There has never been one slip up because he knows if he does, his shit's in a hefty bag and he's out. I can love you from a distance, motherfucker.
Well, and again, addiction isn't just a drug of choice, right? It's their inner. It's your literal. It's
your chemistry. It's your individual chemistry, and that's why it's like I've always, you know, thank God I could go and have a pina colada, you know, or a margarita or something, and I don't have to have another and another and another and another, and it might be 6 months or a year before I have another one, you know, and I don't
That's what I
have
was
that.
saying,
It's
too.
a disease. It's a disease.
It
Addiction is a disease, and until people realize that it's a disease, and you have to take certain medications or do certain things to treat your disease, and then avoid whatever behaviors that contribute to that disease, people just aren't going to get it. That's why I had a fight with another creator because she was just like, no, you know, no, you're choosing. No, it's a disease.
They don't understand.
They don't get it.
They don't.
Well, and the meetings aren't for everybody. Meetings aren't for everybody, and I understand that. And I respect that, but you do have to do internal work too, because what I've noticed, and I've said it before, what I've noticed with especially her is that there's a lot of addict behaviors. There's a lot of underlying behaviors of an addict. There's the lying. There's the everybody's out to get me, the victim of all circumstances. There's zero accountability. There's the being up all night, sleeping all day. There's a lot of very active addict behaviors that simply taking a medication is not going to fix. You have to fix the underlying issue, which is inside you.
I agree.
And that's what a lot of people are. That's why a lot of people argue that it's just a Band-Aid.
Well, they self-medicate sometimes. They're self-medicating other issues going on, and they're trying to maintain their life, and but they're causing more problems.
Yeah, a lot of addicts suffer from mental health issues as well.
Yeah,
and
well,
you have
and
to have that fixed.
I'm gonna tell you another thing that I worry about, and I know this sounds like a stretch, but I've seen it happen. Is that you have people that are in the bushes or in the chat. They might have a family member that's on it. Then you see somebody that's nodding out. Then they go to their family member and say, "You need to stop taking that." And then they get fearful of medication, thinking that that's the norm, and it's not the norm. That there's something else going on. So, you know, then you know what I mean? It's like because some people just don't know and they don't educate themselves. They just are spoon fed stuff. And yeah, It is what it is. That worries me too. Is the well, I don't want my daughter to, or my sister or whatever, or brother or whatever, to be non-that like that. It's dangerous. They
Yeah,
don't
but
need
if
to be
she's
taking that.
denying, if she's denying the existence of this medication, then they're not going to think that because she's denying it. You know what I mean? But I do get what you're saying, and that's
Well,
why
if they
I'm
see the
here today.
light, if they know and they see the light, no matter what she says, that's what worries me too. Is that this is just a huge, because of a lie, because of shame, and she doesn't have any problem with shaming her or shame her kid for telling the truth. That really bothered me.
Me too.
That really that made me tear up, man. I that's all I'm saying. But I'm gonna hop down. But y'all have a good day. Thank you for letting me up. And
Thank you, Rowena.
Thank you,
right.
Rose.
All right, bye, babies.
Amma says April 20th, 2004, powder sugar like substance. I thank God, 12 steps, NA meetings, the doctors, my boss, and my family. I was addicted for 3 years and nobody knew. Congratulations, Amma. That's the first step is admitting, right? It's the first step.
I agree. A lot of people, they don't realize that they're addicted. I think because of their functional. They think they're more functional than they are.
Well, a lot of people just deny that because of that reason. But addiction comes in many formats too. It's not just a substance. People are addicted to the internet. People are addicted to food. People are addicted to all types of things. So it's not, and I've often said that with Beach. I think part of the issue isn't the actual addiction and recovery, maintenance drug, whatever. I think it's the addiction to the fucking internet. It's the addiction to the money. It's addiction to the validation she seeks through the internet. I think a lot of that is also the issue. Because there's no other reason to be live when you know you're fucking tired, when you know you're nodding out. There's no reason to be live, But if she logs off, she's afraid she won't make that money. If she logs off and betters her life right now, she's afraid she's going to fall out of the algorithm. Like, it's an obsession with fucking YouTube.
I agree.
Hey, good morning. Wow. This really put together something for me. I think you're seeing that package. I was like, that's it, man. I mean, I completely agree with you of what's going on. And I'm going to tell you an example of a situation. So a long time ago, I used to listen to Howard Stern. Okay. And whatever, right? I listened on my long drives to work. And there was a guy on there, Artie Lang, who did the exact same fucking thing as Brittany is doing. And all throughout this Brittany stuff, I've been thinking to myself, where is this familiar? Where is this familiar? It was the same exact thing. He was an H addict, and then he went into recovery, and then he started nodding off on the show from Suboxone. And it was a major problem, and he ended up getting fired because of it. And so like, if anybody remembers that scenario, it's the exact same scenario. There was an entire year or 3 of drama about him continuing.
Oh, you're cutting out.
We hear robot.
Darn it, really?
There you go. You're back.
It's my damn internet. I'm sorry, you guys.
You're back now. You're fine.
Keep going.
This is why I can't stream. So anyway, so he kept nodding off and kept denying it. So the denying part is a big part of fucking up your recovery. If you are constantly lying, you are living under the pressure of keeping up with lie after lie after lie after lie after lie. And that creates the reason for you to need to use more of whatever you're using and whatever you're dependent upon. And that's why the recovery part, I completely agree with you. You can't say you're in recovery and show all the examples of what it is of what anti-recovery is,
Right.
So that's just what I wanted to say. It's just so fucking important. I know I keep cussing. do the recovery part, because then you have to change everything inside of yourself in order to not be dependent on this shit.
Well, and that's what I was trying to say, right? When it's absolutely shameful and aggravating as somebody who's personally done the footstep, who's done the fucking steps, the 12 steps, who's done the meetings, who's done the programs. I've done the sponsoring. I've had a sponsor. I've done all of that. It is fucking insulting to hear somebody say that they're in recovery when they've never done any of the recovery steps. You're not in recovery. You're on maintenance. There's a fucking difference. And that is why she has the active behaviors, because she never fixed within, my opinion.
Exactly. You aren't going to just use another drug as a Band-Aid and be okay. You know, it's you and it is very, very insulting. And it's also, you know, she's imposter in terms of who she presents herself to be and who she really is. And that's all that mask is being ripped off of her because of her own, what lies. She's putting, her lies and what she's putting on the internet, you know. What we can see, I mean, I'm just absolutely astounded by how much she fucking lies, and when she doesn't even need to lie. I mean, this is an example of, you don't need to lie about being on a maintenance drug unless you've told somebody very important in your life some big lie about it, and you're just continuing to trying to cover for it. It causes stress for you, and it causes people to distrust you. And anyway, I could go on and on, but I just wanted to bring up that example of, I might even look up like back in those days when Artie was literally nodding off, and then he would wake up and go, no, I'm not nodding off. You guys are all motherfuckers, you know? Right. It's the same fucking scenario.
That's what I mean. Like it can make people tired. It can be mixed with other ingredients. And a lot of times people are prescribed that along with, you know, Xanax or an anti-anxiety medication or whatever. And my biggest thing is not to be like, gotcha, Brittany, because I knew all the fuck along. I knew, she knew, I knew. You know what I mean? Others know. Right. My thing is to say, none of you have to be shamed for it. None of you have to hide. If you were on a maintenance drug, I am fucking personally proud of you. And if you were on a maintenance drug and doing the step work, I am absolutely rooting for you. There's nothing to be embarrassed of. There's nothing to be ashamed of. And as part is a huge epidemic. A lot of people are on these prescriptions, and you don't have to hide and shame for it. I don't know why she's turning it into a shameful thing. I don't.
Exactly.
And then in the way she gets personally insulted when people say it. And then, you know, you got Craig basically saying it like, oh, so they're looking for the, you know, the level, like in Suboxone. They want to find the levels. Well, yeah, that's why they're sending out the tests to get the levels of things. Yes.
Right. Exactly. Rebel Soul, yes. So at first he was on H, and he went to, I just don't want to say the full name, right? I don't know. Just being careful. He was on H, and they were dragging him about that, and he was denying that. And then he was like, okay, you guys, I am an H addict and I'm going to recovery. So he took like, I don't know, he took a month or two off and came back, and then he was doing much better, and everybody's, oh, Artie's in recovery. Yay. But then he started nodding off again, but then he came clean and said it was Suboxone. But at first he was denying it. He kept saying, I know, I'm totally clean, you guys. I'm just tired. I'm up all night. I have to get up early for this fucking show, blah, 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 blah. So it was the same exact scenario.
It's shame.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't think for her it's shame. I think for her, lying is second nature.
Right. You have to build that that conscientiousness in yourself that you don't want to lie to people, because then you're going to have to cover up that lie for other people. You know, it's a horrible way to live, being a liar.
She doesn't care. She's lying about saying that she's saying she didn't give Moon those results. But she just said the other day she did.
Right.
She lies in the same fucking stream. She'll say something, or we'll hear Craig say it. He'll say something, and she'll go, he didn't say that. Are you fucking kidding me? She gaslights everybody about everything.
And for, you know, if you're supposed to be a, you know, a good, true blue Christian, that goes directly against those values and morals. And so even if she doesn't know that inside her, she's creating a struggle inside herself to stay clean, because you can't stay clean when you need to numb yourself because you are constantly lying to people and you have horrible feelings inside, you know, even if you don't know why those horrible feelings inside are being created, they are being created. And then that creates more of a need to take the, whatever you take.
Self-medicating.
Exactly.
Oh, it's addict behavior. Cooper says, if she's been on it so long, what changed to make her snoozy BJ? Going back a year ago, she didn't nod and her speech was never slowed and slurred. I'm going to guess when she put in litigation in PA that she's under all this mental pressure and blah, 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 can't sleep, can't eat, whatever. She probably went to the doctor and said similar. And they probably prescribed, or perhaps prescribed, or maybe in my opinion, prescribed an anti-anxiety medication that she is now causing this with. I don't know. I can only guess, obviously, but that would be my best guess.
That's my guess as well.
She also started doing the late night streams out of fear of not getting an audience because she felt she was competing with all of us. So
she was competing with all of us,
right?
And she wasn't getting views.
Right.
She gets them now better at night because she's the only person on. A lot of people, if they're up, if Wispy's not on, they'll go watch her just because there's nothing else on.
Thank you, Fletcher. So somebody's saying that apparently supposedly different test pictures given per Loon and Angela. That's interesting. That's very interesting.
I agree with Air Force Vet. Just tell the truth. People would be willing to forgive and move on. And I learned that a long time ago. You know, don't lie to tell somebody what you think they want to hear, because they'll be more pissed off when they find out that you're lying.
Right.
And lies always come out, you know. And
absolutely.
And then you also you have to live with your own you know,
guilty conscience.
Yeah, your guilty conscience about lying and lying and lying. Lying is not good.
I mean, can we line the gossip again, Lynn? We got somebody who admitted they're in recovery and that they used to be addicted to drugs, right? Then we got them literally driving up to a maintenance clinic doorstep, okay? Driving right on up to it. Then we got them doing the typical nod out, all of that bullshit, whatever. And now you literally have them accidentally showing the prescription on the screen.
Yeah.
And people still going to pretend otherwise.
The girls
and
don't.
When your conscience is altered, you do stupid shit. Okay. And that's
right.
That happens over and over and over with her, you know, and then for her to get on a moral high horse the other day and be like, listen, everybody, listen. Well, she can't listen to a fucking true crime story before she nods off. It's absolutely ridiculous. So
I took a little trip while you guys were speaking, and I'm reading these messages, right? So she wanted you to put out so she didn't have to deal with the questions. She didn't have beds for them. No, I asked for them. Do you know about the CPS visit? Yes, I do. I do. You sure you know everything? Blank. Loose electric shit and stuff. Yes. Drawn on the walls. Yes. Filthy rooms. Yes. The boys have a room and beds now. It wasn't a bad thing. Moo responds back. They always had the room, Angela. They destroy shit. So the kids destroyed shit because as parents, we don't go behind and clean up after kids, right? They destroy shit. Always the kids.
No, they do that. She's gone through how many TVs?
Right. And the kitchen had but the point is she shouldn't be fucking blaming her kids for her lack of fucking adulting and getting in there and cleaning up so it doesn't become quote unquote destroyed. And she was watching them and teaching them and getting their energy out of them and taking them in the parks and playing with them and riding bikes out front and doing all the things. Perhaps these things wouldn't happen. Then it goes, and the kitchen had a fire, huge hole in the kitchen floor. I know that too. I seen awful shit happen to children taken away. And she's worried about seeing these and shutting up her mods. Whatever. So it's just interesting that these two are having this type of dialogue anyway. But
yeah, well, we know how she lives. She lives like a tweaker. We can imagine what the house is like. We can imagine. I mean,
careful.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm just saying she lives like it, not that she is. But at the same, I mean, it's obvious. We see it, we hear it, we know. But it's pretty obvious. I mean, she has said that the kids destroy things, that the kids break things. And part of that, parenting, and part of that, like I said before, is part of a certain condition. But it can be managed, and they're not managing it.
Oh, okay. So now we have I've seen the whole thing, not your picture. You said clear her copy is sloppy. She even misspells her name. She should have put it out herself. She wouldn't have. I didn't trust why it was sent. I asked for it 50 fucking times behind the scenes. Who gave it to you? And then she goes, she did. And then, of course, do you want her kids taken? Of course, it's always the deflection of do you want her kids taken? Like, no, nobody wants kids taken.
No, nobody wants those kids taken. I don't, but I want her to parent effectively. And not for her, for them. I don't care about her. I care about them.
Oh, I see Loon's going at supposedly Angela's kid now. Interesting. And anyone wonder why it's so dark in your office? It's because the place isn't even wired properly. Then you had no working water or beds for your children. Ooh. Eek. Ah.
Hey, what's
Hello.
up? How you doing?
Good. How are you? Where the fuck did Lynn go, Lynn? I was looking at the other screen. You just I was going to say skedaddled. You just dropped. Where'd
Well,
you
I
go?
feel like I kind of feel like
I'm about to skedaddle. Bye,
Thank
y'all.
you, artist.
Thank you.
Have
Hello,
a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
like. So where did you find like the text messages basically stayed out about the whole situation with the beds and stuff like that? Like where'd that come from?
Well, the text don't actually show the beds. It just shows somebody saying they had to get beds. You know, I don't advertise these people, B10.
Oh, okay. I'm just wondering because I'm just wondering where the information came from because you know how it is. Like,
supposedly from Brittany.
Oh, okay. Because you know how
Yeah.
it is. Like you go to work and then you come back and like a million things happen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like you blink and it's been a year in YouTube land.
Yeah, it's like literally. So that box was Suboxone?
Yeah, in my full belief, yes. Yes.
So basically the ladies so Queen was right that her prescription wasn't right and she was probably not in the appropriate dosage and that's why she was knocking herself out and dozing off.
Well, I disagree. That's why. Well, Queen kept saying methadone, and I kept trying to correct people that it's not methadone. But I don't think it's a matter of being on the wrong dose. I think it's a matter of misusing it and or taking it with another substance.
Oh,
like
okay.
Xanax, because a lot of times places will prescribe Suboxone and Xanax or Clozapine or some type of anxiety medications.
So she's being overprescribed then, you think?
I think abused in prescription. I don't think overprescribed. Because there's a cap, right? There's a cap when it comes to Suboxone. You can get 8 milligrams a day is usually the cap. They don't go over that. Although it could be, I mean, yeah, sure, right? We could say maybe it's overprescribed. I just think it's a matter of misusing. Like she's taking it to try to like get herself to wake up in the middle of the night so she can be live. But because her body's and mind's already mentally tired, it's making her tired.
So why doesn't she just go to sleep and not take
Because she's addicted to YouTube, in my opinion. I think
mean,
she's very much addicted to YouTube.
I mean, she's probably in this chat right now listening.
Probably.
I mean, if I was to guess.
I would guess with you, honestly.
So everything everyone's basically said is true, that her house is a wreck, her beds are shit, and she's on pills.
Yeah, but I do have a question about that, right? Here would be my question, because when all of us were pointing out what we were hearing, what we were seeing, and some people had concerns to the point where they did, like Dark Horse, contact CPS. Certain people were backing Brittany up and saying that we're trying to have our kids taken and we're inciting hate and we're doing all these horrible things.
You mean
some of them?
You mean the HOA? Those people too that said that we're out of our minds?
Yeah, and some of the outside rotating sources of the HOA that weren't quite invited in, but they wanted to be in. But now they're the ones that are now telling everybody these things. So I do have to question, are you now trying to have our kids taken? And are you now inciting hate? Because what makes it okay for you today But for us, it was so horrible that you were reporting us to the fucking internet crime unit.
Well, the difference is that you got views from it, and they want those views.
Probably.
That's,
I mean, yeah.
it's probably, you know what I mean? Like, they don't like you, and they just want the views for themselves for some reason. And they basically agree, but they hate Bond so much they can't agree with something like that. But I don't know. It's just very weird that this. So she really was driving to. I mean, I believe that she was driving to the clinic. So she's probably driving to the clinic to get these prescriptions to deal with whatever she's dealing with. And so basically, she lied. At the end of the day, she lied about everything.
Yep.
Is everyone cool with that? Is everyone cool with the fact that she openly lied about that?
That's a good question. I mean, it was obvious to all of us. It
What
was
is-
obvious. What's the difference between what, Petty?
Yeah, you
It
have
was
to have
obvious
a
to all of us
noun.
that you know, CPS didn't come in and suddenly they're getting new cabinets and they're suddenly cleaning, they're suddenly painting. I mean, for any of us that knew and have a logical working brain and we're not operated off strictly hate or dislike of others, could see what was happening. We could see it.
I'm going to say something that might get myself in trouble. So this is not reflected of Granny. This is reflective of me.
Just
But-
beats him here.
Just me. So if anyone clips this, what I'm about to say, and then blames Granny, don't blame me.
Hold on, let me
But-
put you full screen first. So that I'm not even on the stage.
Okay, just in case.
Just in case.
Would she? This is the question. You're ready, right?
No,
This is
I
the
don't know how to
question-
put you full screen. Hold
Oh,
on, hold on.
fuck. All
There has
right.
to be a way. Hold on.
All right. You're good.
Uh,
Okay. Question. Would she have improved the conditions of her children if people on the internet didn't call it out? That's the question I have. Would she have gotten new beds? Would she have done any repairs? Would anyone have done any of these things if the internet did not call them out? And if that's the case, and she did this only because the internet called it out, would it be the improvement of the children's conditions of living conditions actually be benefited from people calling it out? If besides those that said it's okay, Brittany, everything's okay. I put that out there. You can make your clips saying how terrible I am for that question.
well, and I'll say this, right? Because I said the same thing when they are calling CPS trying to have an investigation with me. I don't have anything to worry about. And I said this years ago. CPS can improve your life. They're not in the market of just strictly taking away kids. Matter of fact, they try very hard to leave kids with their parents. I never thought those kids were in intimate danger. But I do think they deserve better, right? And that is what CPS is given, is better. And instead of Brittany using it on the internet to validate herself and try to paint this, you know, picture of woe is me, she should look outside the internet in her inner life and realize what led to this position and kind of just, in a way, thankful. I don't know.
I mean, that's the thing. I sit here. It's like if people did the same thing with cracking cases in the early days and said, hey, we're not going to give you any more money for drugs and all this stuff, and actually held them accountable, would they have been in that terrible situation if they early on called them out? I think that's something I would say, like, sometimes the assholes of the internet are actually helpful because they're point out things. It's just like the old story of like the emperor with no clothes. Everyone's like, oh, you're so glorious, you have great clothes and everything. And it took a child to say you're naked and you're walking around the streets and started laughing.
Right. What's up, Kurt?
What up, Granny? What up, Tim?
Not much is going on.
Yeah, it's me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, no, I just think it's crazy that this lady glorifies. Like, I tried to ignore what she does. I tried hard to ignore what she does and just laugh and keep it moving. But being a recovering addict and watching what she's doing and seeing like zero accountability, like who would even bring that type of medication on your pant, like on the live? Like, when I was getting high, it was like bragging, like, hey, look guys, look what I got. Like, it's just so odd to watch. And then I think
she
the reason,
forgot, Kurt. I think she forgot she was holding it.
what time was that?
That was my question. I asked that in the chat. I'm not sure if I got an answer. Can anybody tell like what time that live stream was taking place? I'm right there with you. What time was it?
Because it should be taken in the morning, like that, especially maintenance medication. They're supposed to be taken at the same time every day. You're supposed to get into a repetition of taking them, and it's to help to like addicts have like weird things that we do when we get high, right? So it's to help replace that. You know, some people like fiend for just opening their bottle and taking something out of it. Just that, I forget what it's called. Like a what would it be called? Like a routine, like how like a baseball player goes up to the plate and he tightens his gloves up every single time the same way. Like
Right.
that's what addicts do. We get in that repetition of doing the same things like that. So like even those clinics, they stress take it at the same time. Try to make that a routine in order to get rid of the routine of getting high. So
Well, here's
yeah,
the thing. So it was well after, it was after 12 p.m. Some people are saying it was like 4 a.m. It was between 2 and 4 a.m. That's where I say I think she's taken it to give her that up, right? To give that upper feeling, to keep her awake, to keep her going, as opposed to the reason you're meant to take it.
right. No, I agree with you. It's sad because like addiction is such a sensitive subject, and this lady is like accountability is super important. You would think you would be proud, like if you overcame an addiction and now you're fighting it, you would be like, hey, look guys, yeah, I struggled, I did this, I did that, I'm taking a maintenance medication. That you would be proud of that rather than being ashamed of it and almost making it like taboo. You know what I
That
mean?
was my
Like,
point. She could have very early on owned it and said, yes, I'm in recovery. I take a maintenance drug. That's why you saw me drive up to a maintenance clinic. And instead, she lied, and now she has to keep lying. And that's why everything spirals with her.
I mean, I've never seen a sober person act this way. The only time I've ever seen a sober person act this way is when they relapsed. And a couple days later, they come back in and pick up their white chip. And then it would take a few days for them to kind of shake it, but then they would come back. So if anything, you would think if this lady wanted some of the pressure off of her, she would be honest about that. And people might be like, yeah, maybe she is a little quirky right now because she's on the shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, bro.
It's a
Sad.
shame, though.
Sad.
I know.
I mean, I just think it's kind of weird that I think the people that are actually hurting Brittany are the people that says everything's okay, Brittany. Here's some money. You're not doing anything wrong, and it's like you're not being friends. Sometimes a friend comes up to you and tells you, "Hey, you fucked up, and you might want to fix this situation." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's no
for
one
sure.
doing
It's
that.
enabling. That's enabling. They're a bunch of enablers. And the problem is I truly believe that a lot of these people know what she's doing. They just are looking for somewhere to go every night. They're just fueling this up to watch the crash out. And that's the sad part.
Here's what I realized, right? The people that are defending Brittany to get views because they know if they took the opposition, they would never get the subscribers that we have over here. The anti-Brittany people that we have would never fuck with them. So they go and they take that position of defending Brittany so they can still profit off Brittany in one way or another. Not because they believe in defending her, not because they believe she's innocent or she's correct or any of that, but for fucking views.
You're 100% accurate because you know the lady, I ain't even going to say her name. You know who I'm talking about. You played her on your channel the other day about how she's going to expose, blah, 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 blah. Well, that same woman has been in my DMs, has been in a couple other people that I know begging for money because she's living out of a hotel right now and she doesn't have the proper funds to get her family a stable living situation.
Oh, her.
So then all of a sudden now she's like, oh, Brittany, I'm going to put you. Well, you were gaslighting everybody because you didn't give anybody any information. She was doing exactly what she said she wasn't going to do and trickle breadcrumbs out. You know what I mean? Like, what?
I'm so tired of the breadcrumb dribbling. And I'm also tired of people running back to, defend Brittany or these other people like Loon when you know who and what the fuck they are. I get it. It's convenient for you to have somewhere to go. But please put your fucking morals and integrity first.
Right.
Stop gaslighting everybody. I'm so tired of the word gaslight too, but Jesus Christ, that's what it is.
Not only that, you can change your YouTube name. If you're not a content creator and your face has never been on a screen, it's a simple change your name and carry on with your life. You don't have to support somebody just because you've been over there supporting them. Like, that's the weird part to me. Like, what is going on?
I agree. And I'd love to know how people are going to spin this today. And I'm going to go ahead and put my two guesses out there. You guys can hear it here today first. Either one, BJ's going to come out with some soppy story that she relapsed and that's why she's on this medicine again. And she didn't want anybody to know because, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be spun that way. Or two, they're going to keep with the whole, oh, it was a cream, but we'll never see the fucking cream packet. We'll never see it up close because it's not a cream. That's the two ways it's going to be spun. Or it's going to be spun that we are now shaming somebody in recovery because they tried that one before.
Well, good. Hey, you know what? I'll say this. Sometimes people need to be shamed in recovery sometimes when they're not recovering and they're just trying to pull the wool over everybody's eyes. Oh, I'm in recovery. I'm doing good. No, you're not. Sometimes getting called on your bullshit is what gets you back into your recovery.
When I would go into NA rooms, right? When people would come in and they would do the whole relapse thing, the first thing they'd be met with is you're a fucking idiot. Yep. That's the first thing they'd be met with. And then you console them. But you don't right away start, oh, it's okay. Oh, don't you worry. No, you have to, you know, this is the old school way of doing it.
That's what took me to get sober. I had to have somebody tell me I was full of shit every time I was full of shit and tell me I was going to be a failure if I didn't change my ways. And it was harsh. It sucked, but it made me accept that for what it was rather than just be in denial that, oh, I'm okay. I'm okay. Yeah, okay.
Right. I'm right there with you. And yes, Suboxone does go underneath your tongue.
Yeah, sublingual.
You know, and yes, people in recovery holding each other accountable is life-saving. Or again, don't say that you're in recovery if you're not. Just say you're on a maintenance. That's all.
Yeah. Well, that's all it is. Because look, I'll be honest with you. If you're not, you don't have okay, a 12-step program doesn't have to be a part of your recovery. But I will say, if you don't incorporate some of the 12 steps, everybody can use it, even if you're not an addict.
That's what I said. Everybody should do the 12-step program.
Yes, you have to take accountability for problems in your own life. You have to accept the problems and that they become unmanageable. You have to learn how to not hold resentments on people. You have to learn to right your wrongs. Like, that is just being a human being. And if she's not doing any type of 12-step program and she's just eating these medications over and over and over and repeating the same behavior over and over and over, you're still an addict.
Well, she has addict-like behaviors. I've said that before. That everybody's out to get me. I'm a victim of everything. Zero accountability. The fucking lying just to lie. Lying that you have our signatures for these C&Ds. And then when we call out and show proof, we absolutely did not give signatures. Then it's, oh, well, some people were required to give signatures. No, you fucking named us. The only 3 or 4 people you claim to have sent them to. And now you're trying to walk it back because you fucking lied to lie.
Well, Granny, you were in it. Oh, sorry, Tim, go ahead.
No, I was about to say, yeah, and you're claiming to try to sue people, but meanwhile, number one, to do one defamation suit, you need about $50,000 or more. You need to do it in their state. And also the fact is eventually you'll get to the part of discovery. And then they're going to, what your attorney or anyone, or if you're just pro se, you're going to be like, I demand your medical records for the last 5 years. And then you're going to see the medical records, and that's going to show that she lied, and she's not going to win her case. It's just that simple. And all that stuff's going to become public record, and it'll be part of the transcript and everything, and you're not going to have anything to say about it. You're pretty much done. And it's like, and the whole CPS report, guess what? You can make a demand for that too during the case too. I mean, you could just be like, hey, I want that as well because you claimed that you didn't have to put new beds in and all this stuff. It's just very stupid. Very, very stupid. But you can
and I agree with you, Tim. Had people not been put so much pressure on her, yeah, maybe this situation would not be as good for her children. And that's the part of it that's sad. Like,
I mean, yeah, look how fast she rushed to get those beds, and she made up a claim like, oh, Craig broke the beds, both of them, and if you can donate some money to me, it will help with the bed fund. And then she got a new refrigerator, and she got the house is being worked. It's like
the new cabinets, the painting. Remember, she sprained her arm while painting the walls. Craig suddenly doing yard work in the middle of the night, the yard work, all of that. I mean, it was obvious.
I mean, were they like, that's the question I have to people. Like, was she going to do this before the internet and everything started calling her out? Or was she just going to stay and wallow in her shithole and let her kids stay in that type of in that environment? That's
Well,
the
it's
question
funny
I
you
have.
asked that, B. Tim, because years ago, Brittany had a cam slip, and this is where everybody, especially Natasha Cooper, highlighted that you could see literal roach shit all over the cabinets. I have shown the photos here before. Anyhow, when that happened, Brittany told everybody that the only reason it looked that way is because they were renovating their kitchen. And I remember we did a stream calling it out because you're saying you're renovating your kitchen, but you had Gladys, who was a moderator at the time, sending Brittany money because her kids bought something off Gaiman that took from her credit card. She didn't have the money in it. So I said, how the fuck are you renovating kitchens when you're asking for gas money and this money and that money? And then I said, because you live with Craig's father, which was denied. Of course, she lied even about that.
Yeah, now we know
So
that's
the
true.
kitchen was supposedly being renovated years ago. At least 2-3 years ago.
We saw like literal roach shit. Like for something like that, you would have to tear down the entire fucking shelves and replace them because you
Could
don't
it
know
be
where they-
That was bad.
could it be possible that maybe old Craig is still in active addiction and she's trying to like fight? And this is just my speculation because I see that dude, the way he acts and the things that he says, and it's like maybe he's still dabbling in the things that he shouldn't be dabbling in, and she is maybe feeling pressure from it and taking too much of her maintenance medication. I don't know, but
I don't care. Let me put it that way, as politely as I can. I don't care. I don't care if she had a 50 million reasons as to why she's taking this medication. That part is not my business, right? I don't care if she wanted to, on her off time, do whatever. It doesn't matter to me. What I care about is the stigma that she is feeding from somebody who actively claims to be an addiction. How fucking dare you make this a shameful thing that needs to be lied about? That's where I come from.
You're right.
And yeah, I think he's an alcoholic in my opinion. But you know.
I think his drug of choice is alcohol, and I think he drinks too much. And I just think to myself, man, what a fucking household. I'll be the bad guy to say this, but I'm like, imagine if you're a kid growing up, your mom's online all day, passing out in between every sentence, and your dad's drunk in the background, screaming and playing video games and waving a gun around. What type of fucking environment is that?
Hey, that's that environment that when you go to these 12-step programs and they say, hey, what's your story? That's how they start, bro. When I was a kid, my dad was constantly drunk, waving pistols around, and I didn't have a bed and I didn't have any food and my house was dirty. So later on, I kept hearing people say, self-medicating. Almost everybody that's an addict is self-medicating. Like they're trying to numb a pain somewhere. So
yeah,
hey,
usually
they're
a
just
mental illness
creating.
behind it too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. I think addiction is a form of mental illness. To be honest with you, but I don't know, man.
Somebody said, how do you get off this maintenance medication? Well, unfortunately, a lot of people that will tell you that it's harder to get off of than a drug of choice. It started off as something they would give you, and they would tamper down day by day until you were fully withdrawn from your drug of choice and in a stable place to, go forth. But that didn't work out.
Well, they'll give it to you while you're still if you're still presenting therapeutic level, they'll still keep giving it to you. So as long as your test results are coming back therapeutically, then they'll give it to you for the rest of your life. That's the sad part of it.
It was meant to be a tapering, but now people are literally prescribed for years on. Like I said, there was a lawsuit against Suboxone because it deteriorates people's teeth.
And their bones in their back. I know two people personally that they had a surgery and they had some things go on and they got addicted and they took this medication for a long time and it was deteriorating their vertebrae in their back. And if they didn't stop taking it, they would have that, that IVDD that dogs have where it like presses on their spine and causes them to lose it can paralyze you. I mean, it can paralyze
I know
you.
all that, but it's an intense one. Here is the cab slip she had years ago of the kitchen that she then said it looked that way because they were renovating. Look at the squalor. That's squalor. I don't care what anybody else says. That's literal squalor.
Is that a tile wall?
This would be the cabinet. This is the cabinet. This is where you would hold your paper towels, and this is the door.
That's above the stove. It looks like it's above a stove.
Yeah, I can't really tell, but it's pretty There's
Yeah,
one
don't
more.
you want like grease and rat and fucking rat roach
Roach
shit
shit?
in your
Could you imagine having to grab a paper towel from that paper towel holder? Jeez,
No.
bro.
And
Woo.
then she denied this as well. And then later on, we hear the little boy say, Mom, there's a roach. And then she turns around and says, oh, he misidentified the bug. I don't think she said misidentified because that's a big word for her. But she did say, like, he got the wrong bug.
Oh, he's got like a June bug or something like that. She said.
Palmetto bug, probably.
And I'm like,
Oh.
no one's gonna confuse that bug with a roach. Like,
How was it? A little one? Was it a little? I mean,
We don't know. We just heard what he said. We don't know what
Oh,
was
man.
actually seen. You know what I mean?
he said roaches to be exact.
Yes, he
with a
did. He said
plural.
plural. Yes, plural.
Well, you
So-
know, that's funny. I wonder if that's why she always keeps her lights low. Because when I was younger, I had a friend that when you would go in his house and you would turn any light on, they went flying everywhere. But if you kept the lights off, they stayed in place. So
Well, her ex-mom said that the reason she has the lights low is because it's not properly the wiring isn't properly done throughout the house.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised she didn't blame it on like one of those trail cams or something. Like the trail cams can see in my windows if my lights are on.
Apparently, she sent photos to her mods about the condition of her home. I don't know if I believe that until I saw the photos, because I can't see somebody being proud enough to share those type of photos. But it's very fucking interesting nonetheless.
Bro, she's the most successful grifter. That like I've seen people try to grift that were in a bad spot. Bro, for all this stuff that goes on, people just hand this lady money. It's crazy.
I would say Foodie Beauty is actually more successful of a grifter, because didn't she go to like another country?
Syria.
Yeah.
Now she's trying to move back.
Yeah, I think she's more successful.
Well, she's the second one.
Brittany was successful when she first started out, and she was doing the $400 a month for her electric because the father-in-law died. And they had to get it out of his name and blah, blah, blah. And people have been pointing out for a long time, her goal is always 400, which, you know, and inflation made it a little bit higher. But yeah, she used to be very successful at it. Now what she does is the dry bag, right? Oh, it's his birthday. It's his birthday. And, oh, my car windows, and it's expensive. And this whole attorney thing is the biggest grift I've ever seen, because get this, Kurt, we just found out that her mods paid $7,000 out of the 8, but yet her gifts and go raised over 4, and she acted like she still needed money. And all we got were C&Ds where her name's spelled incorrectly.
Was that when he was getting his watch? He's got his new watch.
Yes,
and
the shopping sprees.
That's wild, dude. That's the crazy. That's like that. The lady that was up here earlier, I had almost jumped out of my welding chair. She said, "Oh, I'm proud of her," and I ain't throwing a shot at you, but how can you be proud of a lady that takes money, comes on the internet, spends it all, and then says she's not an addict, says she's in active recovery, and then acts like a tweaker all night long? Like, dude,
that's why I said
make it make sense. Yeah.
I'd be proud of her if she was doing it with the right intent. I'd be proud of her if she was proud of herself. But there's a reason she's ashamed of herself.
Bro, let me see some remodeling pictures. Let me see this packet of lotion. Let me, you know what I mean? Bro, if somebody said that I was doing that on a live panel, the next live panel you would see was Kurt with that packet of lotion, just rubbing it all over my arms. I'd be right up in the camera with the packet in my hand. I'd be holding the packet in my teeth, just rubbing my lotion.
Now, Kurt, they have to go find a packet that looks similar to pull that off first, okay?
Yeah.
Because if that were the case, I would have right then on the spot uploaded a photo right to my community wall and said, boom, here's the lotion.
She's probably making an Amazon wish list for it as we speak.
She's like on Google, like, which box looks similar to the one I held up?
Comparing the pictures.
Yeah.
She's like, Reality, do you think this looks the same? Give me some recommendations quickly. Like, that's the smartest person in the group now. Everyone else with brains left.
Well, Reality's not protected on the C&D. No, she didn't split the money with the other mods. Only the mods that pitched in, we are assuming, are the ones that got protection via the C&D. Because not all the mods got protection, only some.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. Like, I can talk shit about the mods unless they have their own attorney representing them. It doesn't matter. Like, also me claiming that you're stupid, like Brittany J is stupid, is not defamation. It's an opinion.
No, it's an opinion. Hey, bro, Granny, how'd you get Kurt on panel? I get living in a rural area, mice and squirrels and bees in the walls. I get all that shit, right? I get it. But not everybody lives that way. They address the problem when it happens. Not everybody's addicted to being on the phone with mods all day and then being live several times a day. They actually do productive things in their homes.
Well, hold on. She lives in, well, I ain't gonna say where she lives. Everybody knows, but she don't live essentially in the South. I live in Florida, and there is every type of bug you could imagine under the sun.
Lizards,
And they ain't in my house.
Lizards as well.
Yeah, they're not in my house. And when they come in my house, I kill them or I find the proper treatment to get rid of them. I don't just say, hey, welcome to the crib, brother. Find a spot. Like, no, no.
Right.
You're not like Gray. He was like, welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Come on in, rodents.
That's wild, man.
Ew. And the whole thing's just fucking gross. I don't know if June bugs are only meant to be out in June. They can also be out in August.
They roam in July. They roam. They come a little early and stay a little late.
Listen, I'll tell you guys this, okay? This is as much as I can tell you because I know everybody's waiting on the edge of their seat. We're going to have something for all of you Monday, okay? Monday. Starting Monday, you guys will have an idea of what's to come. I told you I'll be about a week, maybe 2, but I got an actual date right now of Monday. So we'll see.
I just hate that she's doing this to you. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why you don't just move on. Like, if you're not everything that people say you are, why is she so concerned on trying to make everybody believe her? Nobody is going to believe you, especially when you're nodding off on stream and popping things and saying it's lotion. Like, come on, lady.
Well, and here's my biggest thing with it, right? Like, why even send me a C&D? I barely even go live anymore. I'm not restringing you every day. I'm not doing all this shit that you claim I'm doing. But Kurt, isn't it amazing that these C&Ds didn't say anything about CPS, wellness checks, sex trafficking of children, endangering lives? None of that. I said none of that. All it said was you showed a DV report, which I'm saying was confidential. And I'm saying, no, it wasn't.
I think you got the first cease and desist letter of all you. Well, you 4 got the first one that's ever demanded money. Like, that is wild.
Yo, I like that part. It's like, wait a minute, this woman's going to owe me a lot of money in Pennsylvania. Don't think for 1 minute. I wouldn't even give you half a fucking penny. I'm not. Why would I give her money?
Stop talking because you're about to be paying me money. That's and on top of that, you guys already had a legal
judge ruling.
Yes, like, what do we do? Like, how is it the attorney that she's got doing all this, if it's even an attorney, is just going cha-ching, cha-ching, look at all this YouTube money I'm getting, cha-ching, cha-ching.
I mean, if you think about it, 4 cease and desists at $750 a piece, because that's usually like the price of a cease and desist.
That's the price, $750 for
a for an attorney.
No, $750.
Like $7.50?
No, $750.
Yeah.
To send a C&D?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because the lawyer has to look up the videos. Well,
beat him. That lawyer didn't look at any videos because he misquoted them, mistitled them, lied about what was in them. So I'm not too sure
that's if you go to a lot of places, maybe like $500, maybe, but that's because
they're usually about 100, right? About 100 an hour.
That's what I would.
No, it's like It's like a lawyer's like $350 to $500 an hour.
Right, but she said he's a flat rate lawyer, so take out the hourly wage of that because she said he's flat rate. But just to send a C&D, I mean, yeah, all right, fine. Let's say it's 500.
Let's say it's an hour. I mean, let's say an hour work. It's going to be like $350. I mean, like,
but he's not doing hourly wage. He's a flat rate.
I mean, then he's going to charge her a flat rate. I wouldn't be shocked if he charged her $500 for each C&D.
What an idiot. She should have just fired up ChatGPT like she did for that drug test, and it would have helped her write the whole thing.
I mean, you think the attorney's going to be like, here's $100, like, I'm going to do a cease and desist for you? Like, that makes him
no, yeah, you're right. And they use paralegals to look up all the stuff. Yeah, you're right. It definitely is probably $500 to $750. Yeah.
So
I hope she didn't pay $500 because they spelled her name wrong here.
Well, they do that a lot, unfortunately. But like, so if you do like times 4 cease and desist, it's $2,000. If it's $750, it's like almost almost $3,000. Yeah. So, that's where all her money went. It went like, and then like Craig buying a bunch of stuff is very suspicious to me. like immediately.
That if she's saying she's transparent with her attorney, because she tried saying, there, they got CDs, you guys know I have an attorney, but that's good enough for her. But my attorney actually being on a docket and filing actual legal documents wasn't good enough. But anyway, if that's the case, then show the receipt for how much you showed a retainer fee before. Show how much those actual CDs cost. Be fully transparent then.
Just show the Best Buy credit card, show the lotion pack, and show
Right.
the cost of the C&D. Like, that's the great. She has all the opportunities to prove herself that she's not a liar, but she's a liar. So you can't fix that. Like,
That's why I think she lied about them being certified, because that way it would raise the cost, right? Because all right, well, my attorney sent them certified, so that costs more money, and I have their signatures, but she don't. And he didn't.
And a process server, if it was an actual process server, it would probably cost more. But there
at
was
least
a process
Tony
server.
used an actual process server. She could have used the same process server.
Like,
yeah, it costs. I just seen somebody serve not a cease and desist, but a litigation or whatever, and it was $500 just to serve the papers. So he drove down to their court. He drove down to their sheriff's office, and their sheriffs just served it to him for free. So I mean,
you can do that too. My sheriff served too.
I mean, and also it's like, if let's say you use a process server, it could be like $100 per person.
Yeah,
I'll say if you don't sign, if I was Clue, that thing would still be sitting under the bush.
I didn't sign it either, though, Kurt. But here was my thing, right? I had no fear of it.
Right.
So the moment I received it, I called my attorney. We spoke. I wrote up a C&D, and then a response to the C&D, had it looked over, and then I sent it back to him. Then Brittany's like, they're scared. They're lying about getting it. I got your C&D by 8 p.m. By 8 a.m., I was live telling everybody what my response was that was already sent off. I'm not afraid of your C&D. You should be afraid of it.
She's broke. I mean, like, let's be real. If let's say Logan Paul served us with cease and desist, we'd all be like, okay, how can we avoid being sued by a multimillionaire?
Right.
She's broke as a joke. It's like, there's a difference. If you get a cease and desist from someone who actually has money, because let's be real, anyone can bring a lawsuit for any frivolous matter. It's just, if it, it doesn't matter. It could be completely false. Yeah, it might get thrown out, but it still costs you money. But the facts are, it's like, does Brittany J have $50,000 to just flush down the toilet? I mean,
right.
I don't care how flat right this attorney is. He's not doing 4 litigations in 4 separate states where he's not barred.
Not only that, but because he's going to have to respond to 4 different attorneys in 4 different states as well.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's
now,
not.
I know Brittany's under the belief that we all fall under North Carolina jurisdiction, as she's bringing us forth there, but I can assure you that's not the case here.
No, it's not.
And then BJ wrote, BJ actually said that there were additional money put in to make sure that they were required a signature. Then she stopped herself and said, oh, well, I'm not supposed to say too much about that. That literally is what it was. She went on to say, yeah, I paid extra money, and then stopped herself because she lied. She fucking lied.
Yeah. And she's telling on herself. And then that's the craziest part. Just be honest. Like, even if it's going to sting for a second, Brittany, if you're listening, it's going to sting. But people will get over it. Like, you just got to be honest. Like, just.
I've been saying that from the gate. This is what she should have done, Kurt. Instead of trying to raise $10,000 a month until her mom called her out and said it's $8,000 one time, she should have asked for her supporters to help her raise enough money to spend a few months offline to get her shit together, and so that the internet forgets about her. And then she could have came back refreshed, rejuvenated, lost some weight, fixed her home issues, cleaned up for CPS, whatever it may be, and found herself in a better position. But because I believe, in my opinion, that she is addicted to YouTube, addicted to the victimhood, addicted to feeling validated above all things, she will literally destroy everything around her, including her own home life, to be on fucking line.
What's the over under on how many times she messaged JLR trying to figure out the proper way to sue somebody?
I'm going to say under, because JLR would tell her to get fucking wrecked.
Yeah, but I'm saying, how many times do you think she tried?
I bet she tried.
Well, JLR doesn't. I mean, like, JLR knows when to fold them. Like, he basically does it, and then when he realizes, like, okay, I got what I wanted, he pulls out. He's done that with every single case, including when he sued that YouTuber. He got him into court, and he pulled and he withdrew. He was like, okay, I got what I wanted. Your channel's dead, and you have no money, and you're literally shirtless.
Oh, Unirock, they actually settled. Uni settled.
I thought he just pulled out Like maybe he gave him money. I don't know. But
Well, that's what I'm saying. I wonder if that's what she thought. She was just going to slide in here and start throwing litigations at people, and they were just going to be like, yeah, here's money, here's money. Because I cannot believe she asked for money in a cease and desist. Like, that's not even the purpose of the form.
How
Like,
much
the
did
form,
she ask?
it was undisclosed. It's to be determined.
Well, and yeah, it was to be decided upon, and like we were supposed to discuss it, but he hasn't even responded to my C&D. But here's the other thing. I don't think, I think she thought that me and Queen and perhaps Barbecue were getting all this money for attorney fees, and she just saw a quick way to get money. And then she was going to let it die down like Natasha did with hers, but people stayed on top of her, especially her own chatters, her members and moderators, and they forced her to do something, hence the C&Ds that only say things that happened well after she started the fundraiser. So that, keep in mind, she started fundraising without anything to fucking legally go at us with. And months later, she still has nothing.
I'm pretty sure Betty did not help her. Betty literally cried after the deposition. Her deposition. She does not want to be involved in any more litigation. Let's just be clear.
About time, bro. Jeez, man. What is this place?
I don't think she wants to be involved in Brittany J's litigation. I think she just wants to talk about Charlie Kirk and go into that sunset. Hopefully, that's what she wants to do.
Yeah, I don't think she's thinking 2 steps ahead either, Mental Block. And I don't think this attorney's actually representing her as an attorney. I don't think he told her all the legal repercussions she could face from doing this and or the backlash that she would receive. And I think even the internet tried to warn her again, like we did in PA, but she's so fucking delusional would be the word, that she doesn't even, she just thinks everybody's talking shit. She doesn't realize that she can be held accountable for all of this.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand anyone dumb enough to want to go into litigation with people. Like, lawyers are like quicksand, man. Like, it's easy to get in, but it's really hard to get out of that litigation. It's like you just sink deeper and deeper, and tens of thousands of dollars you just spend, and you're like, the only person that's happy is the attorneys.
Right.
That's it.
He made a quick couple bucks, and now he hasn't even responded to my C&D. He hasn't even responded to my response. He probably didn't plan on doing anything further other than perhaps sending it off to Team YouTube, which I killed their plan to do that too, because that's why they couldn't quote any titles for me.
Well, if they do that, then they're doing exactly what she's trying to sue you for, affecting your income. Like,
that's
go
why
ahead.
that's why I responded back, warning them that if she goes forth with this plan, I will follow up with every legal legal recourse available. I sent her a formal warning, legal notice.
Good for you,
Yep.
Tim. Granny, I appreciate you letting me come up. I got to get back to work. I spent my lunch break debating your fupa.
Kurt, get the fuck out of here.
Hey, you guys have a good rest of your day.
I guess that's your weight loss plan, discussing the fupa so you don't have to eat anymore.
Yeah.
Because you hide behind a fake exterior, inferior. You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams into modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. this. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.